If it is to be said, so it be. So it is. So it is. So it is. So it is. It's a Tennessee thing. Well, I'm holding on.
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. John Reed, Sam Beard, Bad News Bubba. Happy Friday morning to you. You've made it at least most of the way through another work week. Hopefully you got something fun planned this weekend. We're going to talk some sports and some other things. Sam Beard, what's up, dog?
What's up, man? Honestly, wish I had more to report, but kind of didn't do a whole lot yesterday. Kind of feeling a little under the weather.
Oh, no.
Stuffed up. I don't know if it's allergies or just a little bit of something coming on, but took a little nap yesterday. Watched like 15 minutes of the World Cup, and then it's like it's not even worth it when it's France on there. And then quickly was just kind of not doing much for the rest of the night.
I don't feel good either. I've been in shambles the last 12 hours or so. Yesterday was my dad's birthday, and I try to go kind of continue a tradition because we like going to get steaks on our birthdays. So most of the time on a birthday, I'll go and still eat a steak.
Mm-hmm.
Just do some reflecting. And we used to go to one particular place, and I don't know if it's just completely fallen off or if I just have changed. I don't know. But the last couple of times I've been, it hasn't been very good. Go get a prime rib. It hasn't been very good. And yesterday, it's absolutely wrecked me. Like my stomach. Yeah, I've been sick. I've been on the bathroom nonstop. I barely made a 10-minute drive home, just in shambles. And this morning, last night, in shambles. So I don't feel good either. I mean, it's kind of funny. I mean, just maybe I need a new tradition or something, or I have to make an exception and go somewhere new. But yeah, I tried to go do a thing, and I've been paying the price, which has been kind of funny.
There's not many worse feelings than leaving a restaurant and then like just your stomach drops within 10 or 15 minutes, and you immediately know you don't want to go back to that place for a while.
Yeah, and I feel like I've felt that way kind of the last couple of times I've gone. I'll go and sometimes for lunch, and I'll get something different, and that's okay. It's just this damn prime rib has been wrecking me the last couple of years, so I feel like it's just I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's changed or my stomach's changed or what, but I have to call an audible, I think. And I eat fast. Typically, Sam. I eat ahead of everybody.
Fast eater.
So like, there's a lot of times I don't make it out of a restaurant before I have to.
The table's halfway done with their meal and you're already in the bathroom.
Yeah. Typically that isn't that unusual. But it was one of those things this morning. I got up, I had to go do my business, go back to getting ready. I was like, nope, got to go back. And then, let's just move on. Bubba, top of the morning to you, my friend.
Yeah, it's like me in Golden Corral.
Yeah.
Last time I was there was about like 13. Had their fried calamari.
You said when you were 13?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Okay.
But it wrecked me so bad that I took just two random chairs from a table and just laid across them while like my uncle and my brother kept eating.
I think that's fair to do with Golden Corral. I think that's legal.
Are they still going strong?
I hope so. They had a Jeff Foxworthy like campaign like about 5-6 years ago, maybe longer. I hope they're still around. That's an American classic.
That's
kind
Cody
of when we need him. That's his area of expertise there.
Golden Corral is for some reason a core memory of my childhood, not because of how often I went, but there was like one summer where I had to go to all my brother's travel baseball games, and his team made it pretty far, and this kid that batted like 8th, he was a big fat boy, and he laid down a bunt to get
Hey,
them.
he's husky, all right?
He knew it back in the day. And he laid down a bunt to like send them to the championship game or something like that. And it was like a huge celebration at home. And they get to, like the post game talk. They're all in the circle and they're like, Graham, where we're eating? We're going to Golden Corral, baby.
Golden Corral.
And
I think there's only 3 near us.
Well,
and by near us, I mean
I don't
2
think
up in one up the Parkway in Sevierville, 1 up in Pigeon Forge, and then one all the way up in Morristown. So
okay, so none in Knoxville have survived.
Is Ryan still a thing?
I don't think so. COVID really changed the way I looked at buffets, honestly.
Have you seen this guy on social media who he tries a new Asian buffet every day until he gets food poisoning?
I have seen that guy once, but I didn't interact with it, so my algorithm didn't give me any more of his content.
I don't know if he just has an iron stomach or if he's not trying these buffets hard enough because he's in the 30s now. He's on day like 35.
Yeah, but I feel like, it's hard to get food poisoning at a restaurant.
Yeah. But some of the food looks disgusting at these places.
Credit to him, I guess, for finding a niche, finding a lane.
Honestly, to me, after I've watched it, it's more credit to either his wife or his girlfriend because he's buying 2 plates and like she's videoing it, and I would imagine that
she's eating
also
it too,
having to eat it.
Yeah.
See, the problem I had is I watched one, ironically enough, yesterday, and this guy only had 3 items on his plate for the first go around. That's not okay.
No, if you're getting a buffet, that's what I do.
No, you got to load up, regret it, and then you go back for what you like.
No,
and then
you're the one making the mistake here, Bubba. If it's all you can eat and you get unlimited plates, there's no reason to overload. There's no reason to be greedy.
You got to figure out what you like, and then you keep loading up on that.
No,
if you just let me dabble with the corn here instead of let me get the whole damn thing of corn. Every piece of chicken they got out there.
You
the
dabble,
slice of the pizza.
And the more trips you could take, the better it is because you get up and you start moving. You get up and you move a little bit and you don't feel as bad sitting there just eating 3 plate loads. You got to get up. You got to move around. That's a key part of being a successful buffet eater. No. Bad take by you.
Great take by me.
You can get like 6 appetizer plates and not feel like just, an absolute pig getting like 3 stuffed plates.
Brother, you're already going into the troughs when you step foot in that restaurant. Speaking of that, I feel like we should go to a buffet sometime.
All of us go break bread. I don't really have any interest in going back to a buffet, I don't think.
I don't think I do either.
Okay. I'll go there with 2 pictures of both of you and sit next to me.
You go there and you eat in our honor. You eat for 3 men.
My favorite one from this guy is he's shown kind of the koi pond at like the very front.
Nice.
And he's like, these aren't koi. Like these just look like other fish. And then he got to the buffet and it was just fried whole fish. And he was like, I can't help but think that these were just pulled out of the pond.
Yeah. Could be worse, I guess. Could be worse. But they do like their fish.
And their frog legs.
Bubba, what about you? Anything fun last night?
Fun, overstatement, not really. So the past couple of dreams that I've had, though, I've been like, there's been a common theme. And it's been vacation. Like 2 nights ago, I had a dream where I was like in this like either Thailand or whatever, because I saw like some resorts through reels and stuff that they made these places look like a fantasy world, like through like a Zen garden, like resort place. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I ended up dreaming about them. And then last night I was dreaming that I was going on vacation somewhere. And there's this whole breakfast debacle that I had where I wanted to get breakfast. And I kept going like in the breakfast line. And they're just like, nah, you got to keep going back. But not really. I mean, Big Brother started, but I put that on DVRs. So we'll see what that's like for tonight.
Okay. Yeah. I did see it started, but I didn't set my
thumbs
DVR.
down on the casting, though.
You said thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs down.
Why?
So it's like they've got the chick from Barstool who's, I'm just a bartender. There's a girl that like gamed the system because she's just some sorority girl that wants to act like she's a nerdy engineer, but she's not.
Nice.
They've got a returning like house guest in quotes who I just absolutely hated.
That Angela woman.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't
because
like
she was
her
just
either.
crying every time last season. It's
Yeah.
like
She sucks.
she's a hypocrite. She's
She sucks.
very manipulative and controlling. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, they bring her back because somebody out there thinks she's cool.
And they were like playing a whole thing like, I'm back. Like, who the hell cares?
Yeah,
Hopefully they vote her out pretty quickly, although I doubt they
I
do.
think the show's going downhill, for being honest.
Yeah, I haven't watched Big Brother in a
The
while.
show's gone downhill. It's the same
Yeah.
damn show.
Nah, they just like the house guests and the people they keep picking.
Okay.
So it's like Rachel Riley, like, the redheaded girl.
Everyone does
Voters
have
better
to kind
grab her
of
life
fit.
fast.
Everyone
She shows up
does.
every season, it feels like.
Yeah, everyone
I'm
does
tired
have
of
to
it.
fit into a box. They have like the certain archetypes.
And then they've got the girl like Dee who played on Survivor, who played on The Challenge. I think she won both of them. Now it's like, oh, can this, girl who turned her whole life into just reality show.
I do like Dee though. I don't think she's won the challenge, but she did win Survivor. But I do like Dee. So I'm kind of excited that her and Rick, I like him too. He's from Survivor as well.
He looks like Luke Bryan in a way.
Yeah, like fat,
Yeah.
frumpy Luke Bryan. I could see that. I do kind of like when they bring back some people just because you have at least like a baseline understanding with them. You don't have to learn a complete new cast every time. I do kind of appreciate that because it takes me a month before I know everybody's name or I get invested in any type of storyline.
That's
So
why you got to give them their own, like, oh, here we have, guy that likes hitting women,
Whoa!
Well, not like that, but, just you got to give each character like a little moniker to remember them by.
Right. But having a baseline of people I already know from an established show does help me. They do need. I've long maintained though they need more ugly people on the show. I don't like when everybody's so attractive. Let's get some real
Yeah, let me on
miscreants
there.
on there. All right, so Big Brother's back. Sam said you haven't watched it. You said in a while.
Yeah, I used to be big into that show. My brother and I used to watch it all the time.
Yeah. My fandom has waned too. Bub, are you sure Angela was last season? Because I feel like she was maybe even a couple years ago. Because I don't know if I watched last season.
She's either last season or the season before,
Yeah.
but I think she was in the same season with Suri.
Okay, well, that's another one that's like a
Who
redo.
was on Suri, yeah.
She's kind of
Because she had her child, Jared, with her.
yeah. I mean, she was on Traders before that, and then Survivor again. I mean, Suri's kind of that professional reality TV girl. Yeah, I haven't really watched the last couple seasons of Survivor either. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know if the show's changed. Like when you say it's not as good as it used to be, that might be true.
They bring back the same people that like this past season that they did. It was all people that have like played it before. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, here's a guy named Rizzo.
Yeah, I mean, it was season 50, so I understood that, but I did get bored with it. I don't know if I just have too much other stuff to watch and invest in that I just kind of, once I fall behind, it's hard to catch up. Or if maybe it's just not as good, or maybe I've changed.
It's interesting. It's like, I think we're going away from the days of reality TV shows. And I say that
No.
it's not as nostalgic.
I don't agree with that. I think we got more reality TV than ever.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem. Like, because it's like
We're not
growing
going
up, it's
away
like,
from
oh,
it.
here's MTV. They just don't hit the same. John.
You might say they don't hit the same, but we're not going away from it. We're throwing more reality TV at the wall, more reality TV than ever. I mean, there's 4 different Netflix dating shows. There's
Yeah.
like 5 different, secret millionaire, hiding millionaires, traders, all those type of shows. No, we got more reality TV than ever. Hell, I've been having to watch the Love Island show. Love is Blind. Don't forget about it. There's just a whole bunch of stuff. Now you could say the quality's gone down, and maybe that's.
We need to cancel Love Island. Say that's too close to some, guy's island and get rid of that.
Reminds people of Epstein too much.
Yeah.
I think we need to create one big, really good, thought out reality TV show and then create like a Champions League of reality TV where every winner of every other show then goes on to this show and competes against each
That's
other.
funny. They sort of tried that with the challenge. So the challenge was on MTV for a long time. I don't know if you're aware or understand what it is or
Sounds familiar.
know what it is. But then they tried something on CBS, like the Challenge USA, which took like 6 or 7 of the best challenge competitors, but then put them against like the best Amazing Race people and the best Survivor people and the best Big Brother people. And it was kind of a flop.
Really?
Yeah. They tried that sort of like a Champions League type of thing, though. They even brought some people from like different countries that had won stuff, but I think they only did 1 season of that and kind of pulled the plug because it was just kind of a half-ass show all around. Like everybody was disappointed. The people that love the challenge didn't really like it, and the people that love Big Brother didn't really like it.
I'm blaming Ninja Warrior
Okay.
because America wanted to have an American spin-off version of it. And then they did that, and then I guess not, though. I mean, American Gladiators has always been a thing. Game shows have always been a thing, so.
Yeah. Then they tried to change. I mean, it was like the other game shows then tried to basically just copy Survivor and Big Brother of sorts because, like, we had Deal or No Deal Island. I don't know if you guys ever watched it, but that was basically they were trying to combine, like, Survivor and Deal or No Deal with, like, voting and politics and beating the banker. I'm pretty sure that's similarly to what they just did with Johnny Knoxville and the Fear Factor reboot. They made a House of Fear Factor where they put everybody in the house. I never actually watched it, but I assumed it was similar where you're actually like getting voted out or eliminated if you couldn't do certain challenges and stuff.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. Okay. I do like talking reality TV, though. I have more thoughts. We'll talk some sports, though, coming up next. Happy Friday. We're off and running right here on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching for Fan Run Sports.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work-hard, play-hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life account, offering extra benefits, including bank travel. Experience the trip of a lifetime to Ireland. Explore rolling green hills, historic castles, and charming villages across the Emerald Isle. Get in on the fun. Call 865-429-7935 today.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
Drums, please.
lot of talk yesterday. A lot of talk yesterday once ESPN released their college football FPI rankings. All 16 SEC members got ranked inside the top 20 when it came to strength of schedule as well, by the way. Which, I don't know if I necessarily believe, but it does kind of mirror the bloodbath that I'm preparing for. I was looking yesterday, Sam, at just everybody's over-under win total in the SEC. And it is kind of crazy just to count up how many teams are right there at like 7.5 or 8.5. Only Georgia and Texas have listed over-unders above 8.5, which means that for 14 of the 16 teams, going 9-3 would be deemed as a success. That just seems kind of crazy to me. Just a jumbled up mess.
What was like the lowest win total?
Lowest, you had a trio of teams down at 4.5. You could probably guess who. I mean, just your Mississippi States, your Kentuckys, your Arkansas were down at 4.5. Vandy was at 5.5. Which I don't know. How do you feel about Vandy this year? Big step back, like that drastic of a step back where 5.5 is not only the number, but it's juiced heavily at like plus 154.
I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot of things about Vanderbilt on social media and, people being like, the ceiling for them is 8-4 and the floor is, 2-10, like going back to the old Vandy days. And
okay.
I don't know. I mean, obviously you lose Pavia with how much of a factor he was, and you'd expect a little bit of a regression, but looking at their schedule, I mean, you play some cupcakes for the first 2 weeks. You play NC State at home. I would imagine Vandy would be able to put up a pretty solid fight in that. Auburn's your first SEC game where you get, a first-time coach in the conference. I don't know. I mean, I feel like that schedule to me, I'd be kind of surprised if Vanderbilt's not at least in a bowl game.
They're having a similar discussion as to what we are, just in the sense of replacing a quarterback with a true freshman and not really knowing what to expect. Highly ranked true freshman, much like Faison.
Yeah.
My difference when looking at it is I did actually feel like Pavia was the engine of that team. And I do think it's going to be much tougher to replace him than Joey Aguilar.
What I'll find really interesting is like Clark Lee basically just brought over like Diego Pavia's entire staff from New Mexico State and just kind of like said, hey, we're going to tailor-made this offense for you, and it's going to be exactly what you've run and what you're comfortable with. And I'm interested to kind of see those guys now just, obviously, like you said, they've got a talented 5-star in there, but is he the guy that is, can kind of seamlessly transition from one to the other? Because, yeah, it did seem like when things broke down, Pavia was just kind of the guy to get them back into the game at some point.
Be really funny if he was like, hey, I appreciate you guys. You're all fired now. Time to go find a new quarterback. Time to bring in this high school, Jared Curtis's high school coaches. Get them ready to play. Hope that's okay with you. But yeah, I'm just ready for an absolute bloodbath when it comes to the SEC. And it does feel like another year where they're going to struggle to win a national championship. It does feel like another year where the SEC, at least on paper right now, is still maybe not going to be able to keep pace with the top of the Big Ten. Now, on one hand, yeah, like Oregon and Ohio State are great. Indiana, I assume, is still going to be at the top. We all agree with that, right? That Indiana is like going to be a new, third, a new trio. Like next 2 or 3 years, like we're all buying Indiana stock over Michigan stock, right?
I would.
Bubba, do you agree? Do you concur? Do you disagree that you would rather you have more confidence in Kurt Cignetti in Indiana over the next 4 years than Michigan in terms of being that top 3 Big Ten team?
From a biased perspective, yes. No, I don't. I don't think they're going to take a step back.
And you think Michigan's going to feel that? Because
I think they'll be one and the same.
It's almost felt like the Big Ten's always kind of had 3 teams, even before Oregon. It was hey, here's Ohio State and Michigan and Penn State. Oh, wait, here's Wisconsin a certain year. Feels like they can only kind of afford to have 3 awesome teams. So it feels like their top 3 is still going to be really good and on paper better than what the SEC is offering. And then you look at the strength of schedule. I told you that every SEC team was graded as having a top 20 schedule. When you get to the Big Ten, the bottom of their conference, the bottom 7 teams, 60th or lower in terms of strength of schedule. So all teams in the SEC dealing with the top 20 schedule, 7 of the 18 teams in the Big Ten, 60th or lower.
They always like to, Big Ten fans always like to say that those metrics are, clearly kind of skewed in the direction of the SEC. But I mean, when you've got that many teams that are in the 60s there, and you kind of talk about, man, it's going to be an uphill battle to go get another national title for an SEC school. I mean, that just is part of it. Now that you've implemented the 9-game SEC schedule, it's going to be, one more really hard game in that year that you don't get to rest some bodies potentially, and you don't get to kind of coast your way into some of these things. And I mean, I think it was clear to see that some of these other teams were really fresh in that playoff run, and then some of those SEC teams just kind of felt beat down.
That feels like the biggest story in college football this year. It was going to be Brendan Sorsby.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that's taking care of itself. Now, I am still interested in Texas Tech. I don't think I'm going to have any venom for them when the season actually rolls around where I'm rooting against them anymore without Sorsby, but I don't think I'm rooting for them. But I am interested to watch them and see how they navigate just being, public enemy number 1. But I don't think that's the biggest story anymore. Lane Kiffin's debut at LSU in the mix as well. LSU right now, 8.5 win total. That puts them, right there, lockstep with A&M as kind of the top of tier 2 in the SEC. You have your Georgia, you have your Texas, and then you take a step down and you have A&M and LSU. I guess Alabama if you still want to include them. That's the trio at 8 and 5 on the win totals. We'll see how Kiffin performs, but to me, just the 9-game SEC schedule, I think that's just going to be the biggest talking point all year because it's going to lead to so much. Just go ahead and fast forward to the end of October and get ready for the playoff reveals. And just all the arguments that are going to happen about how a 9-3 SEC team with a top 20 schedule deserves more than a 10-2 or hell, maybe even an 11-1 Big Ten and ACC team.
Do you still feel like those, the Missouri, Auburn, and South Carolina there in 21-23? Are you kind of on that side of, hey, these teams do have to go play a really difficult schedule, so they are in that top 25, or are you kind of on the side of those Big Ten teams of hey, this is kind of the preseason bias that they always get, rolled up in that then kind of just carries on for 5-6 weeks into the season?
There's no perfect way to answer that because if I'm a Big Ten fan, I fully believe in the bowl results.
Yeah.
But if I am an SEC fan, I think the bowl games are dumb. And I side, just personally, SEC bias aside, I side more on the fence of I don't really care about bowl games. Do I think Tennessee was great last year? No. Do I think if we lined up in September, October, November and played Illinois, would we have beaten them? Yes. Yes, I do think that. Same way South Carolina probably feels that way about Illinois 2 years ago, that if they played in the regular season, they would have beaten them. But again, if I'm a Big Ten fan, I'm pointing to like, hey, in our bowl games, not only do we win the national championship, but our guys perform pretty well. When we go head-to-head with the big bad SEC, we beat them. Now, again, I don't think Illinois was better than Tennessee last year. But they won that bowl game, so it feels kind of foolish for me to sit up here and say that those teams are head and shoulders better than the other Big Ten teams. Now, what I would say is that if you put Tennessee playing Illinois' schedule last year, I'd feel a lot more confident that Tennessee would have found a way to go, 10-2.
Yeah.
And I think it's impossible to have that discussion without pointing it out. Because like you said, Sam, even if you look at just the playoff or the bowl season, yeah, I understand why the Big Ten's a little bit better when it comes time for bowl season, because they don't have to have a week in, week out gauntlet. Like Illinois last year played, 3 ranked teams. Now, look, maybe I'm not being fair to their schedule because they did have a road trip to Indiana, who won a national championship, and a home game against Ohio State, who was a top-ranked team. But outside of that, the only other ranked team they played was a home game against USC. They barely won that one. They kicked a field goal at the end to win after blowing a 2-touchdown lead. But outside of that, no other ranked teams. If you tell me the only thing standing between Tennessee and 10-2 was a home game against a team like USC, I think I'd smash that in. I don't think we'd have won at Indiana last year. I don't think we'd have beat Ohio State at home last year, but I think we'd have beaten everybody else, or at least I would have felt good about those chances week in, week out.
How would you compare that schedule to Tennessee? Because to me, you say, hey, you played Indiana, you played Ohio State. To me, that's like Tennessee having Georgia and Alabama on their schedule, and then you got to go play, insert kind of upper middle tier SEC team, Oklahoma, you could say. Or something
I didn't like them. I didn't really believe in them, but I think Oklahoma last year and Vanderbilt, both those teams, I think would have been the third best team on Illinois' schedule pretty easily, and they were the third and fourth teams on our schedule. So, I don't want to act like we had a murderer's row, and I'm pushing back against that this year too. If you believe in ESPN's FPI or whatever, we do have the fourth easiest schedule in the SEC. So, in terms of teams that got it tough in the SEC, I don't think we're one of those that can really feel too bad about it this year. Now, granted, it's a 9-game schedule, and it's still going to be tougher than most Big Ten schedules, but, no, I don't want to act like we played a murderer's row last year. But to answer your original question, do I buy into Missouri year in, year out? No, I don't. I don't think Missouri, despite always getting thrown in the top 25, same as South Carolina, no, I don't buy into those teams. Do I think they're better than Rutgers? Yes. Or, name whatever the 14th team was in the Big Ten last year. Would I pick Missouri to beat Maryland? Yes. Yes, I would. Do I think they're legitimately top 20 teams? No. No, I don't. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think so. And to me, this always goes back to I just have a huge fundamental issue with preseason rankings.
Sure.
And I wish we kind of just wouldn't have them to kind of start the year and every team was just clean slate. Hey, you're everyone's level for the first 4 weeks, and then we're going to create the first poll after 4 weeks, and that's going to at least give us a sample size of who we feel like is playing good ball, playing real competition, not playing real competition. And I think that a lot of these preseason something where I do kind of side with some of those Big Ten fans is I do feel like preseason rankings kind of hold too much weight into week 7 and week 8 and everything like that. But I don't think that they're necessarily right in saying that, the bottom of the SEC is on par with the bottom of the Big Ten.
No, I think all that's fair. I hate the preseason rankings too. The one I look back on as proof of really, I do think kind of the national narrative changed too. I was beating the drum in 2015 how dumb it was, but I feel like everyone kind of turned around and agreed once we had the whole Texas Notre Dame debacle and they played the game of the year on that Sunday. It's oh, top 10 Notre Dame loses to Texas. Now Texas is top 10. Turns out both teams just sucked. Turns out that they weren't actually top 10. And like when you kept rewarding those teams for beating the bad teams, we ended up with just nothing to show for it. So I do agree with that. But at the same time, I appreciate the preseason talking points, the offseason talking points. And I understand they got to sell TV shows. They got to sell TV, matchups of top 25 matchups in week 1 and week 2. But yeah, ultimately for the conversation surrounding the sport, getting rid of rankings would probably be beneficial up until the college football playoff rankings. That way you don't have like a stupid stat, because you're right. They do put way too much weight on beat X amount of ranked teams. Here's their record against ranked teams. Yeah, they were ranked 21st, and they weren't very good actually, but they were preseason top 25, so they get credit for that week 1 win, even though they weren't very good. And again, not to side with the Big Ten, but like, who's going to get the benefit of the doubt in the rankings? It's usually the SEC team, so there's just so many more opportunities to then kind of keep getting quality wins, even if those teams are quality or not. But all that combined is why I think it's going to be a very annoying conversation all year long. And that's what I'm bracing for, because the SEC, the only thing they're really going to be able to stand on this year, at least it feels like to me, the best thing they'll be able to stand on is their depth, is the quality of the league in general. And pretty much every team, basically starting at 3. I don't know if you believe that it'll be Georgia and Texas or whatever, but like the top 2 SEC teams, they'll navigate the schedule. They'll be in good position. But I think you're just going to have a lot of teams starting at the 3rd best team in the conference down to like the 7th best team in the conference, who just all have a bunch of warts, but feel like they are deserving.
Yeah.
And that's going to lead to just a lot of arguing and a lot of talk about expanding the playoff. But at the same time, I am intrigued to see if the voters are going to have the courage to, not just look at the records overall and try to look at context. Looking at the over-unders, the win totals did kind of lead to some interesting revelations for me. We'll dive into those after the break. We'll continue the conversation. Have we gotten any Adidas merch yet, Bubba? Have we gotten the release yet? What time is that going live? I thought they said they were doing it first thing.
I think it's still set for 10:30 because on their website they saw the same 5 garments that they've advertised all week.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
8 minutes ago, Vols Sports said it's on sale now, online and in sports, in stores.
I just updated Adidas, and it is now.
How's it looking?
I'll look at it during the break, and I'll give you my takeaway coming up next. Stick with us right here on Fan Run Radio.
Follow us on Twitter or X or whatever the they're calling it these days at Fox Sports Knox, Fox Sports Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Tired of spending your weekends working in the yard? Let ECR Total Landscapes handle it for you. We'll take care of de-weeding your flower beds, leaf blowing, trimming, mulching, and more. Let us do the heavy lifting so your landscape looks great. Right now, get 10% off your first month of our monthly maintenance package when you mention promo code FANRUN. Reliable service, great results, and more free time for you. Call us today at 865-384-2012 or visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Planning for spring at Lowe's means big savings on outdoor power equipment, and Lowe's knows nothing feels better than free. Buy one select Ego string trimmer, leaf blower, or mower kit. Get one select 56-volt battery free. That's up to a $299 value. Power through spring with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 4/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hey Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Going through the Adidas merch drop. Yeah. Not a huge fan. Not a huge fan.
Surely there's more coming, right?
Well, there's the Adidas website, and then there's like the Tennessee apparel stuff, and it does the Tennessee like Alumni Hall, Vol Shop. It does appear that those sites have much more than the Adidas website. With that being said, I did a quick browse on, I think it was Vol Shop. Didn't see the big orange tracksuit. Where the hell are the tracksuits?
We're not going to sleep until we find a tracksuit.
Yeah, what are we doing there? That's what I've been waiting for all week.
I keep saying it, but I also I want the vintage Adidas logo on some of this stuff too.
They'll like you said, they'll do something. They'll do something. They'll release more at some points. It does stand out to me on the merch just how big that damn logo is, though. The logo stands out every single time. Like, I don't know if I'm just kind of preconditioned or there's something about the Nike check that doesn't stand out as much.
Well, and it's weird because it doesn't feel like it stood out on the jerseys throughout the drops to me.
Mm-hmm.
But then, yeah, it feels like this merch is just right in your face.
I think it looks good on the jerseys. But yeah, like on all the merch, like being front and center there is a little jarring. Strangely enough, I feel like the merch, at least on the Adidas website, that I like the most is just like the orange stuff with the Adidas logo, though. Because I think it looks too much when you have more than that. When you have the Power Tee on one side and the Adidas on the other, it just seems a little much for me.
I wish the Adidas logo was on like the back of the collar.
Yeah. Or like on the sleeve. It's okay to have a power tee and then put the Adidas logo on the sleeve, right? We did those weird tailgate jerseys like they did for Penn State, like the mesh ones. Kind of wish ours says Tennessee instead of Vols on it, I think.
Wish we had a white one of those.
Yeah, that's a good call too, Bubba. A white one of those would look pretty good.
Bubba was a big fan of the mesh jersey.
I like mesh.
Tennessee Vols hooded dark mode jersey. So it's a jersey with the hood
Yeah,
attached.
I saw that. I'm out on that too.
You're out on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, I don't mind the idea because, I mean, I do that when I go to college football games.
Instead of having to buy both a hoodie and a jersey and wear them together, now you get it all in one.
Well, that is true. I mean, like the jerseys usually cost around $120 and the hoodies, anywhere from 70 to 100. They are giving you both just for 120. So I guess from that perspective, Bubba, it's nice for the fan. But I do like having the option of separating the two, but it is twice the price. I don't think I'm going to buy anything. I will say I do like the women's.
Also, no blue. No Summit Blue stuff yet.
Oh, yeah, that's true. No Summit Blue stuff for sale. That makes me think there'll be more of a rollout sometime. But I don't know if Nike had these or not, but I got to say I think the baseball women's like crop top stuff, I think that's kind of hot. I think that's a nice touch.
Where Adidas or Alumni Hall?
I saw both. Like it's just basically like half of a Tennessee baseball jersey. It just says Vols on it. And it's just a crop top.
Hell yeah.
Let's get the women out here showing some bellies. Let's go. And it's hot at baseball games. This, to me, I was excited to see some of the stuff. I was really hoping they'd put a tracksuit up for us to buy as a show, but kind of underwhelming. And I will say that, like, I don't know why they think it's a good idea on some of this merch to have, like, a white shirt, have orange Tennessee stuff, and then throw a black logo on top of it. I don't think that looks good.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Danny.
I don't think Danny's in charge of designing the merchandise for Adidas, Bubba. And if you want your Nike stuff, you can still go buy the Nike stuff.
At a pretty good discount.
You said pretty good discount?
I would assume.
Oh, the Nike stuff? Yeah. Yeah, I saw like some nice polos for like $35. So if you want that so bad, Bubba, go for it. The truth of the matter is, typically when it comes to game day stuff, I don't really wear Adidas or Nike stuff. I think there's enough of like the nicer, like more expensive, like polos and pullovers that you can wear. So I don't think any of this really matters.
I'm not necessarily surprised either. Like I kind of came into this whole drop thinking, all right, they're going to do, all that news coming out about in-house design for the uniforms. It's not going to change up too much from Nike. Like I thought they absolutely knocked the jersey part of it out of the park.
Yeah.
But I did kind of just already have that baked into the cake that I thought Adidas fan merch wouldn't be as strong as Nike's fan merch.
Which I didn't really like the Nike fan merch either, just to be fair. I was underwhelmed with it for most of the relationship, just with the design, but also the way it fit and the way it like I said, I typically don't wear either. I don't really have any Nike Tennessee shirts. I did when they first dropped, but I quickly got those out of the rotation.
I remember I went to going gone before the Tennessee Ohio State trip because I was like, I don't really have a good Tennessee jacket, and I went and found a big Tennessee hoodie, and I got it in like a 3X because I was like, I'm gonna have to layer up underneath this thing. It fits like a XL.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
It just fits like a normal hoodie I wear.
And you're about as prototypical as a large as you could be. I feel like, I mean, you're in shape. So if you're saying that, imagine being a little chunky guy like me trying to find something that fits, and there's just no consistency. So, I don't think Nike was great at that either. And there's probably some truth to, Bubba, close your ears because I don't want you being like, oh, I told ya. But there's probably some truth to some of the stuff we're giving Adidas credit for. Probably is really just Tennessee. Like either the in-house designs like you're talking about, or like just the actual like just video rollouts. And the way we're doing it, like, looks really cool. But, like, I'd imagine Tennessee's got their hands all over that as well, like we know they do when it came to the rollout and announcements.
We good?
Yeah, you're good, Bubba. So, really, like, the main thing I think we could give credit for is that the jerseys all look like the right orange. It looks like nothing was messed up. I don't know how many people wanted to go to Adidas because they thought Adidas was cool, per se, as much as it was like, hey, they're going to give you a lot more money and they're going to treat you like you matter. And like, if they can get your athletes on some NIL deals and help you recruit. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence, Sam. We didn't talk about it, but we previewed it. We didn't dissect it really. I don't think there was a coincidence that TK Keys was part of your black mode reveal.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, great number change by him.
Fantastic number change. Completely changes my outlook on him for this season.
Which is so funny. And you're not wrong, but like 80 is the number of the greatest receiver of all time in a lot of people's opinion. Like Jerry Rice wore 80, and Jerry Rice was considered to be the greatest receiver of all time. But 80 just looks so uncool. And yeah, Ramel Keaton, I get that too, but like 80 should be like a prototypical wide receiver. Like, you should be excited when your wide receiver wants to wear number 80.
I would just say I would spin zone that and say it's only looked good on the greatest wide receiver of all time.
Yeah, but if I'm TK Keys, I'd be like, hey, that's who I'm going to be. That's who I'm striving to be. And if he had said that, I'd be like, you know what? I'm okay. I'm on board with that. But the 80 just looks so uncool.
And now that we rolled out the bigger numbers too, he was going to look so slow in 80.
Yeah.
5 is fast though.
But now you throw the 5 on there. You throw the 5 on there, and it looked pretty badass.
Was Radar wearing 5? Is that why? Because he switched to 3.
I think he. I don't know. I don't know. I saw that he switched his number 2. I don't know if he moved from 5 to 3. Not sure.
Yeah,
but I gotta say, like,
news.
There's a reason that Keys was in the like jersey reveal.
You think 80 to 5 is like a sign from the coaching staff that he's been kind of knocking it out of the park since he's been on campus too?
No. Wait, I imagine do the players get to request numbers, or does the team just give them numbers? Because I'd imagine you get to like put a request in, and 5 was open, so I was like, I'll take that. I would imagine. But now he can kind of rest. The watch for Adidas is kind of over now.
Now we're on DGG watch.
Yep, we got that. Took a little detour into strength of schedule and FPI, but we're right back to DGG watch for the next week and a half. Hour 1 in the books. Hour 2 coming at you. Shout out to White Claw Hard Seltzer. It's the weekend. Go out, enjoy you some brews, some beverages. Find you a pool. What's the weather supposed to be like this weekend?
Rain.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Find your pool anyways.
Swimming during the rain is kind of cool, but, oh, man, it's supposed to just storm. Or at least when I pull up the weather app, rain is in the forecast for the next, week? 6 days?
Yeah.
And then Thursday, you get a little bit of a break, and then it's supposed to be back raining Friday and Saturday. I'm not going to complain too much about that. I don't think like the forecast will be 100% accurate in terms of, or at least like raining like all day. Probably just like a little flash here and there.
It was also supposed to pour on 4th of July, and it just didn't rain.
Really? I didn't realize it was supposed to rain.
What's it to you, weather boy?
It is nice seeing that like the high is supposed to be like 84, 82, as opposed to like 97. So that's nice. Well, even if you have to sit inside, pick you up some White Claw. Support the people who support us. Hour 1 in the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. We'll give you some news. Stick with us right here on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life account, offering extra benefits, including bank travel. Experience the trip of a lifetime to Ireland. Explore rolling green hills, historic castles, and charming villages across the Emerald Isle. Get in on the fun. Call 865-429-7935 today.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Oh, sorry. Getting in the mood because this Saturday is Christmas in July at Covenant Health Park. But your Knoxville Smokies have great promotions all week long. Like all-you-can-eat Wednesday, Knox Vegas Thirsty Thursday with half-off draft beers, fireworks on Friday, then yes, the big man himself on Saturday. We end the week with our day game of the week. It's a week full of fun at the ballpark. Get your tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com.
Smokies! eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day, right here on the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Would you rather have your team win in a sweep or in a dramatic Game 7?
You're listening to Talk Sports. Dramatic Game 7. Let's take one of your teams, Ben. It can't be football because they only play one game. Who's your favorite hockey team?
The Predators.
The Preds, right? Ben loves the Preds. Best thing about watching the Preds play is what? Watching the Preds play.
No,
you know what I mean?
You're wrong.
With a seventh game, you get 7 games. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather watch 7 hockey games than just 4.
Airing every day from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
You have done this to yourself. All I have to do is kick away the chair, my friend. The most famous Predator series of the last 5 years when they swept the Chicago Blackhawks. And now Chicago cannot argue with Nashville ever because all they have to say is, hey, brooms.
Buddy,
brooms. Brooms.
Sure, they beat the Blackhawks, but you remember what happened?
Chicago, you trying to talk trash to me? You got swept. Brooms.
on 1340 WKGN.
Sweeping the team makes such a statement of, hey, we're better than you. When it's a sweep, you leave no doubt. There is nothing worse than losing a playoff game. And you've
Game
given me that
7
pain.
is massive.
And you've given me that pain 3 times.
But
no
Game
thanks.
7 becomes so massive.
Broom's out, bitch.
Just watch.
Sweep. Sweep.
Hour number 2, kicking off. White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Bad news, Bubba. Get that yawn out.
Yeah.
Wake up. Let's go. Tell me what's happening in sports.
Well, what's happening is AJ, deep in Tanz, as you would say, outdwells Jazz's Peterson in the Summer League.
Did you watch this game last night?
No.
A little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I put it on for a little bit, but I didn't really. If it had been on in the middle of the day, I would have been all over it. But it was like late at night. I asked my old lady to watch sports enough. I'm not going to ask her to watch the Summer League for 2 teams that I don't care about. Like, Big Felix guy wasn't going to try to sell her on, like, hey, you can watch Felix Okpara play for 20 minutes. But you did play 20 minutes. 4 points, 6 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds. Of those 6 was a plus 18. So, I mean, if you're Felix, you're like, hey, my 20 minutes went great. But the story was, number 1 versus number 2, Darren Peterson versus DeBansa. I'd say DeBansa won that round, scored 27 points compared to Peterson's 24. Peterson was 6 of 18 from the field with 8 turnovers. Whereas DeBansa, shot a little bit better.
And 9 fouls.
9 fouls as well. I didn't even notice that. Yeah,
Adu had 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the Summer League? Is there even
10.
Can you foul out?
Yeah, 10.
Okay. That's crazy. That's too many.
I mean, on one hand, yeah. On the other, like, I don't. It's such like a pickup game that it almost feel bad to foul people out and make coaches try to manage like foul trouble, or it's all about just getting these guys some run.
Yeah.
And if you're Peterson, like, it's kind of what we talked about yesterday. After the game, he's like, hey, this is way more fun than it was at Kansas. He's like, Kansas made me go off the ball and didn't let me do anything. He's like, yeah, I had 8 turnovers, but that's partly because I'm learning how to play with the ball again. But he's like, this is way more my game. So, yeah, like, I welcome, the Wizards were throwing double teams at him, and he was turning the ball over. But he's like, that was cool to get double teamed again. I didn't really have that happen at all at Kansas because Bill Self just made me go stand in the corner. But no, I didn't really watch much of that. Felix, like I said, with a decent little debut there.
I think I'm already a little bit upset with DeBansa, not because I wouldn't necessarily call it flopping because he did get fouled a lot, but he's got the Jalen Brunson head turn already just mastered. Like you get contact and you
Yeah, and that's gross, especially to do in a damn Summer League game.
Right.
We ain't got to act that way in a damn Summer League game, do we? We also had Keon Johnson. I don't know if the audience cares at all about Keon Johnson and his quest to get back in the league. Not a good sign for him as he only got 13 minutes with Orlando's Summer League team.
I was going to ask where he was even at.
Yeah, Orlando, 6 points, 2 of 9 from the field. Not a good sign for him, I don't think. With as old as he is, he should be more physically advanced. But
was he like the first year of NIL?
No, I think
he pre-NIL.
Yeah, he was pre-NIL because NIL came into effect right before 22, right?
I believe
like Hendon Hooker's last year was like NIL, and I don't know if you remember, but like Kennedy Chandler basically at the end of his career, got to do a couple of things with like Mountain Dew. I remember like Mountain Dew gave him a check.
Yeah, okay.
Frito-Lay's, like he was down at the 2K park in Knoxville doing something. So, no, that was before Keon Johnson's. Which, if I'm Keon Johnson, I mean, I guess I've made a little money because I was a first-round draft pick, but
not coming back to school was such a mistake.
Yeah, for sure. And who knows, maybe he would have stayed in school had they been able to pay him, some money and keep him there and let him develop. Now, when NIL first got implemented, it wasn't big money just yet, so I don't know if that would have been enough. Like, because Kenny Chandler's another one that probably would have benefited just being a really, really great college basketball player. Now, he got a good check from the Grizzlies too, but it doesn't seem like there's any, next big checks coming. So probably could have made more money in college. Definitely could have made more money in college had he stayed. So, hopefully NIL, we talked about Bubba, the college, trying to keep college athletics good and try to keep as much talent there as possible. You would hope in the next years, especially now with 5 years, those guys could have stayed in school and made a whole bunch of money and not be stuck, trying to hack it in the summer league. Chaz Lanier.
Yeah, I was looking at his stuff.
He also played 32 minutes last night for the Pistons, which isn't unusual for a second-year guy. I don't take it as a bad sign that he was there. It's a good sign that he was starting and played the most minutes. Got 11 shots, hit 4 of them. Bad shooting night from 3, though. 1 of 6, 12 points. He's got some work to do to stay in the league and to kind of carve out a spot, but we got pretty much everybody from the last, Rick Barnes era is kind of in summer league. You got Ament, Gillespie, Okpara, Kenny Chandler, Keon Johnson, Tyreek Key is back in the summer league with the Raptors. Lanier, Meshack, Igor, Jaden Springer, and Zakai. So, like, pretty much everybody that's came through here. Strangely enough, Julian Phillips has somehow dodged the summer league.
Jacoby continues to have a really, really strong assist-to-turnover ratio throughout all his games.
Yeah, he hit a couple shots last night or yesterday too. The Hawks killed the Spurs. The Spurs do seem like kind of a jumbled mess. They might be the worst summer league team in the field, honestly. So it's hard for Gillespie to do too much there, but the fact he is able to kind of play basketball and keep the turnovers down while playing with just a ragtag group who, doesn't. Basketball is so much about continuity, and that team obviously doesn't have any continuity, so it's even harder for a point guard. But yeah, he's doing well so far. Let me check Jaden Springer. Let me check the Mavericks, see what he did. Mavericks.
I watched a cut-up of that game.
Okay.
Yaxel looked really good in that.
Did he?
Yeah. And then the Merez Johnson kid for the Mavericks looked really strong as well.
Springer played 15 minutes, 4 points, only shot the ball once. Which is kind of the box score is just tripping me out because it says he was 1 of 1 from the field and 1 of 2 from the free throw line. I was like, how the hell does that add up to 4 points if he didn't hit a 3? But I forgot they're giving 2 points away for free throws. Threw me for a loop there. Yeah, Merez Johnson, looked like he wanted to make a statement against Yaxel and looked like he wanted to make the Mavericks look smart. That's maybe the best summer league performance so far. 27 points, 8 rebounds, 12 of 17 from the field. Big debut for him. Yaxel, 8 of 13, hit 2 threes, grabbed 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 21 points. Great debut for him as well. I'd imagine both those guys maybe play one more game, and then their teams are like, okay, good enough. Come on home. You're both going to be in the rotation. What else you got, Bubba?
The USA-Belgium World Cup match drew 50.1 million viewers.
Oh, my God.
On Fox and Telemundo.
What a number.
While Mexico-England drew 46.7.
Have you seen the beef? Have you guys read at all about the beef between Fox and Peacock?
No.
Because, Fox paid all this money for the World Cup rights, but Peacock has, Telemundo.
Yeah.
So they've been getting to, broadcast. But they've used one of the things that Fox was complaining about was that they used Owen Wilson, who is white and doesn't speak Spanish, in an ad, basically telling people hey, if you don't have Fox, just come watch it on Peacock if you're paying for Peacock. And like during the Peacock Spanish broadcast, they'll break in and start talking English every now and then and like thanking the English speaking people for still watching with them. AKA like they're trying to skirt the TV rights. Because it's supposed to be just for Hispanic, Spanish speaking people, but actually white people will try to make this good for you too.
Now, you said that, now I'm curious, like, how are they able to enforce that? Like, why does the language have to dictate,
just the play-by-play and stuff has to be in Spanish. It has to be like a Spanish broadcast, but like I don't know if there's rules in terms of like it has to be 100% Spanish or if you could mix in, 10% English or whatever, but they have stopped in the middle of the broadcast to be like, thanks for all of our non-Spanish speaking people for watching along.
I've watched a couple games on television.
Yeah.
It's just so much more entertaining.
Yeah, they just get much more excited and scream. But yeah, they're fighting over that. But 50 million viewers is wild. That's a big number. That correct me if I'm wrong, that's about as big as any like NFL playoff game. Not the Super Bowl, of course. Not the Super Bowl. I'm not counting it against the Super Bowl, but like the AFC Championship game, this was 2 years ago. So this is Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes in 2025. That did 57 million viewers. The NFC Championship game 2 years ago was the Eagles versus Commanders. That did 44 million viewers.
This says the AFC Championship this year was 48.6.
Okay.
NFC was 46.1.
And who was the AFC Championship game this year? That was
Patriots Broncos.
Oh yeah, that was gross. So yeah, not surprising that it outrated that one, but we love our sports and we like, having a chance to feel like an underdog, but like that's such a wasted opportunity. If I'm Team USA or I'm the Soccer Federation or whomever, like I just feel like that's such a wasted opportunity because so many people came together to watch and you played maybe your worst game possible. You made like little league mistakes. You peed all down your legs. And if I was a fan that was checking in for the first time, that wasn't a performance that makes me want to turn around and be like, oh, yeah, I'll watch American, like, Gold Cup games now. Oh, yeah, I'll watch MLS. Nope. I'm done. Same old Team USA. Huge number, though. Makes me think that, like, the World Cup will be back in America. Maybe like in 12 years.
Yeah. Are there rules for how quick you can cycle it back?
No, I don't think so. Now, they might keep that in mind. I've seen people say like 2036. That would be what, you'd have 30. Not 38, I guess, not 36. You'd have 30, 34. So you'd have two in between.
I don't even want to think about that date.
Yeah. You're telling me, brother.
Depressing to even just go up that high.
You're telling me, brother.
Here's something I don't know how to feel about this. So we know the Knicks owner, kind of a estranged man, so to speak. Well, Madison Square Garden has assigned labels to roughly 400 celebrities, Knicks superfans, and the Taylor Swift wedding guest, which includes sexual orientation and a risk level assigned, as part of its 39,539 person VIP database.
Yeah, there was some controversy surrounding James Dolan and the Knicks because I think it was Pablo Torre, had some footage, had some background stuff of them treating I guess a trans fan weird, making them go through like a different entrance and like basically not making them feel welcome. To have this now come out where they're basically like, hey, here are some of our VIPs. By the way, they're gay. Now, were they treating them differently? I don't know. Is it wrong to just put them under a label? I don't know.
I think this gets them could it get them in hot water for when it comes to profiling cases?
You would think so. But I don't know if you have to actually then turn around and prove that you treated somebody differently because of the files you had on them.
It's like a boogie with the hoodie is a high risk. Ben Stiller, low risk.
Really? They had Ace was it Boogie with the hoodie or
They have a Boogie with the hoodie as a high risk. Freddie Gibbs is high risk. Do not host Julia Fox.
I saw Freddie Gibbs was basically like, "What the hell? Why am I high risk?" Like, he quote tweeted this, like, "Kidding me?" Yeah, they're like, "Hey, man, you're from Gary, Indiana. We've heard your rap songs. You talk about hurting people and selling drugs." Now that feels a little bit, that feels a little profile-ish.
I think this is a territory that we should not have stepped foot into, but because these rich billionaire owners are going to, it's not great. One, like the whole sense of being watched, Patriot Act stuff, not great for American citizens. Going to an event, I get securities and stuff, but then just having a label like database assigned to you, which I guess is no different than going and to a bar and getting kicked out and be like, hey, you can never come back to this establishment ever again.
Yeah, I mean,
but then like just the whole label aspect and just like the facial scanning technology that they've implemented up there at the Garden too.
Yeah. Now, if like they're doing, stuff with the VIP, it's like, oh, Mr. Stiller likes his water room temperature. Make sure you have something set out for him. Oh, Freddie Gibbs, likes to drink Modelo. Have that out for him. Or if they're trying to do it to like, they have like 20. If they had like 20 descriptors and just one of them was like, hey, this guy needs security around to be aware. Yeah, this guy's gay, so keep your men away from him. Don't worry about setting. You can set somebody's wife next to him. He's not interested in her. He's gay.
And also the fact that they didn't give these, LGBTQ people a risk level either. It's kind of messed up.
They can be dangerous too.
Yeah.
Was it just all black guys they gave? I guess you said Ben Stiller was low risk.
And Julia Fox, do not host her.
I guess they chose Kanye in the breakup.
And then one other thing here. I don't know if this is also right or not. It's kind of funny, but where the Hurricanes owner, the Carolina Hurricanes, the Stanley Cup champions, owner Tom Dundon had his entire family's names etched onto the cup before the players and the staff.
This was crazy. He put his 5-year-old kid on the Stanley Cup.
That kid played a part in it, man. Everybody's got a job. Everybody's got a job to do, Sam.
That kid didn't even watch a full game.
Now, I acknowledge this is a dumb question, but does this stay on the Stanley Cup forever?
Yeah.
Forever. So, everybody who's won a champion has, a piece of their... Because, would they not run out of room by now?
Yeah, I mean, they have, an alternate,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's not just one that has, every champion on it at all time.
Yeah.
So is this just his that he gets to keep, in his in the facility?
I don't know about that.
Because if it's his that he gets to keep, I have no problem with him putting his family names on there. It's something cool that he probably feels proud of.
I think putting your 5-year-old kid on the Stanley Cup before, some staff member, trainer, or something like that.
Or just a player. I mean, put it on there before the players.
Sure.
The best players on the team that earned it. That is weird. But I was curious, if it was a Stanley Cup that other teams were going to have too, passed around, that they're all going to
they'd be like, who the is this
laugh
guy?
at.
I understand, maybe putting your wife or something like that
Sure.
on there, but 5-year-old kid,
yeah,
that kid doesn't even know what the Stanley Cup is.
That kid may grow up to hate hockey.
Yeah.
Well, now because everybody's going to be bashing him.
This is the Blazers owner too, right?
Which team was it? He owns Carolina.
Hurricanes.
Yeah. It was him. I mean,
I'm surprised he splurged for 5 names on the cup.
He's in. Well, it's for his family. It's for his family. He's in the running for new worst owner. Now, look, James Dolan won a championship, but then you see all the surveillance stuff. He's trying to keep, and him trying to beef with Mandami at the parade. Him trying to beef there, he's trying to keep a grasp on it. But hey, he won a championship, so he's safe for a reason. But I guess this guy just did too in hockey. That's probably just going to fuel him to do whatever the hell he wants with the Blazers, because now he can say, hey, we've won championships. We've won championships in the NHL. We know what the hell we're doing. Well, okay, fair enough. Good batch of headlines. Send us a break. We'll come back. We'll find something else to dip our toes in. Stick with us.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Is your yard starting to look more wild than welcoming? Yeah, don't let your landscape be that house on the block. At ECR Total Landscapes, we make sure your outdoor space is something you're proud of. From de-weeding flower beds to leaf blowing, trimming, mulching, and more, completely customizable to your property's specific needs. We'll handle it all. Why spend your weekends sweating it out in the yard when you can just sit back and enjoy it? That's the ECR difference. And right now, new customers can get 10% off your first month of our monthly maintenance package when you sign up for a full calendar year. That's right. Consistent, reliable service at a price that makes it easy to get started. No sweat, no hassle, just a better looking lawn week after week. Call ECR Total Landscapes today and mention promo code FANRUN to save 10% on your first month. Call 865-384-2012 or visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life account, offering extra benefits, including bank travel. Experience the trip of a lifetime to Ireland. Explore rolling green hills, historic castles, and charming villages across the Emerald Isle. Get in on the fun. Call 865-429-7935 today.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Run through some comments from the freaks. I haven't done a good job of keeping up with them this week. Like I've said, whenever we're short-staffed, I get so tunnel vision that I don't take care of the people. Appreciate all the comments over on YouTube. Go subscribe, Fan Run Sports. Buck writes in, you guys are sick more than any young people I know. I don't consider myself a sickling, Buck. It's just sometimes I get tummy aches. I probably have like IBS, but I've just never gotten diagnosed. But like otherwise, I feel pretty healthy. It's my dog that's been sick, Buck, not so much me. And it's still every 4 hours, Frank decides to start pretending like his eye's hurting again. So I don't know what's real and what's fake.
You're still here, too.
That is true. Robert says he actually went to Happy Garden yesterday because that guy, the videos of all the Asian food, it worked for him. Got him going there. Rhonda writes in, back in the day, there was a show called Battle with the Stars. I remember hearing about that. Now, that was Battle with the Network Stars. She said that was where the stars from each network competed. So that wasn't exactly your idea, Sam, about all the champions, but it was like, there's like a famous video of like the guy from Welcome Back, Kotter, like the teacher winning some like race against some other team, some other show. Mr. Belding, for example, somebody like that would go out there and race, which is an interesting concept. We don't do fun stuff like that anymore. We don't do anything like that anymore.
There's no original ideas out there in entertainment anymore.
I disagree, but they're few and far between. Few and far between. Music City Sam writes in, Indiana plays 5 high school teams to start the season. That helps so much with keeping their players healthy. Yeah, Indiana, has kind of figured that out. Just don't schedule anybody. Let your guys stay fresh. Let those guys get as many practice games as possible. It's not great for the fans, but at the same time, if you can turn around and deliver on a national championship, I think the fans will overlook a boring September. Like, I personally like Tennessee playing a game that matters. I don't act like we're playing like a really tough schedule, but like at least playing a power team either week 1 or week 2 is nice as a fan.
Georgia Tech at least wets the beak.
No, for sure. And Syracuse, say what you will about them, like they were at least a formidable opponent, more so until their quarterback got hurt. They were terrible after that. But I think they would have been a solid team last year had their quarterback not gotten hurt. I appreciate having an actual measuring stick game, same as North Carolina State.
Indiana basically gets a 7-game runway into their first.
Yeah.
They played North Texas, Howard, Western Kentucky, Northwestern, Rutgers, Nebraska.
Wow, so the Big Ten also not doing them any favors. So, they will be a developed team by the time, when's their first real game?
Ohio State, the 7th game of the year. You could argue Nebraska maybe number 6.
Okay.
But,
Nebraska.
Iowa's gone from there, right?
Where's that one at? Is it in Indiana or against, home?
It is in Lincoln.
Okay, so yeah, I'd imagine they'll look at that as kind of the first official test.
Yeah.
I'll give Nebraska at least a little bit of respect there. But yeah, by game 6, you should have worked out all the kinks, right? And you should be healthy and fresh. You combine that with Kurt Cignetti basically saying they don't practice very hard and very long. Although, hell, maybe at Indiana now you're bracing for an NFL schedule. Maybe you're bracing to go out there and play 15 or 16 games every year. Do you see where ESPN ranked him as the best coach in college football? Officially unseating Kirby Smart. They had their panel of writers get together and all come up with their top 10, and they gave the nod to Cignetti as the best coach in the country.
Does that surprise you?
No, it doesn't.
I just feel like given the circumstances, Georgia's been Georgia. It's not like Kirby Smart took over that program from absolutely nothing.
Sure.
He's obviously turned them into a perennial power, but the turnaround for Cignetti in 2 years is just unreal.
But could you also not, if you're trying to argue against it, could you not also say there hasn't been like a sustained success yet?
Sure.
Either?
I think you could definitely argue the staying power.
There's 10 people that vote. 5 gave Cignetti the first place vote. 4 gave Kirby Smart the first place vote.
Would you then?
Which one bozo gave Ryan Day a first place vote? Look, I think Ryan Day's come a long way and he's worked his way off the hot seat or whatever. But I don't think you can make the case he's the best coach in the country. Let's slow down there.
Would you talk about the staying power? I know it's not at the power level, but does Cignetti's previous stops change that for you as well? Just like the fact that he made James Madison an absolute power and like all his other places that he stopped at?
No, it does. And look, I think you'd make the case it's close either way with Cignetti and Kirby Smart. Like if you voted for Kirby at number 1 or if you voted for Kurt number 1, I don't think you're wrong with either one. So like, yeah, like I'm not downplaying Cignetti. Like I think, like I said, they're the 2 best coaches in the country. And if you look at running to me, it comes down to what you're trying to really rank it off of. Is it running a program or is it like X's and O's on game day? Because I think I give Kirby Smart the edge at running a program still and like the sustained success. But like if they're going up head to head against each other, I'd probably think Cignetti would kind of out scheme him. But again, they're 1 and 2, and I don't think you're wrong with either answer. I mean, Cignetti's 46-6 in his career is what he's getting credit for. That's an 88.5% win percentage. And at Indiana, like you said, Sam, where he's bringing it from nothing, 27-2. Although, to tie it into the conversation we were having, that 27-2 at Indiana is maybe more so really like 17-2, which is still awesome. Don't get me wrong. Still awesome, but not as tested, I don't think. So to me, I would probably still give Kirby the slight edge.
So pardon me if you already mentioned this, but did you see the video where Kirby was talking to the recruit about like the stations that another program had?
By stations, yeah, I did see it. He was talking about basically Georgia compared to Ohio State, I believe.
He comes up as a kind of a paranoid coach. I don't know if like not paranoid, but like a very comparative, like trying to make sure that Georgia is and will always be on top.
Well, it was weird that got out. Like, I don't understand why that video got out because it was an awkward conversation. He's talking to a recruit, and by station, I assume he was talking about, like, photo stations, right? Like, basically, the recruits get to go in and, like, do pictures at different places. I assumed is what he was talking about because it sounded like he was talking about props. And, like, you know, we see it here at Tennessee. Whenever guys are here on visits, they take pictures, and sometimes they're on a couch. Sometimes they're with, you know, standing up with their family. I took it as him talking about photo stations, which I think he was like, was he saying Ohio State had 4 stations? Or is he saying Georgia had 4 stations and Ohio State only has 2 or something?
I didn't really listen to that video, honestly.
It was just him comparing, trying to stay, you know, basically asking a recruit what his favorite station was. And again, I think he was talking about like place to take a picture. But Kirby, you know, 117-21 at Georgia. That's an 848 win percentage. So, yeah, Cignetti's got him beat on the percentage, but I would say Kirby's got obviously the much longer track record, and Cignetti hasn't had to do a full-on grind. Or he hasn't really had to deal with being the hunted because even after a great first year that got them in the playoff, they were still under the radar last year. They still came in kind of like Tennessee, ranked in like, you know, like the 17, 18, 20 range. One of the worst bets I've ever made was taking Illinois, you know, plus like 6 points against Indiana. One of the worst bets I've ever made, and it quickly went bad, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Can't be as bad as Cody's Alabama all the way.
That one's bad. But like just in a one-off, like Indiana beat Illinois about as bad as you could beat a team, and it could have been way worse. Point being, though,
What'd
like
they put up in that game, like 40-something?
Yeah. But the point was like Indiana still was under the radar. They weren't thought of as a juggernaut. I don't think they're going to be able to do that this year. But does that matter in the Big Ten?
For that Illinois game last season, they dropped 63 on Illinois.
I really feel like they could have scored 100 if they wanted to.
It was 63 they scored on Illinois?
63-10.
Yeah. God. Yeah, it was brutal. It was like, I feel like it was. Well, Bubba, can you pull up the score on that, the box score? At what point did Illinois score their touchdown?
It looks like Illinois scored second.
It was 7-7, right?
It was 7-7.
Okay, that's how I remember it. 7-7.
Then it was 7-14, then 7-21, 7-28, 7-35.
Yeah. You said the final score was what?
63-10.
So yeah, they got outscored 56-3.
They got shut out the second half.
Yeah. I remember watching that game and then quickly to be like, okay, this is the wrong side. Let's go ahead and turn this off. No reason to keep watching that. Running through the rest of their top 10. Bubba, Sam, tell me if anything stands out to you. So like I said, Cincinnati and Kirby, 1 and 2. Ryan Day at number 3. All three of those guys have a national championship. I'm fine with those being the top 3. Marcus Freeman at number 4. Dan Lanning at 5. Sark at 6. Kiffin at 7. Elko at 8. Elko getting a lot of love. Whittingham at 9. And Mario Cristobal and Kalen DeBoer split the 10 spot.
Once you read that list off to me, that just proves that after the third coach,
they're just trying to pick big names.
I just think it's totally interchangeable.
Yeah, I couldn't help but notice that of the 5 coaches in the top 5, only 1 was in the SEC. And you have, 3 in the Big Ten, and then Notre Dame, who's kind of a quasi Big Ten team. So when we talk about the SEC's title drought, that kind of stands out. Whittingham getting the nod at 9. I mean, I guess.
To me, that's just a longevity type of thing.
Sure.
Utah's always there in the mix.
I don't think anybody would actually rank him 9 if they had their choice of starting a program with 9 different coaches, or just starting from everybody. I don't think anybody's picking him in the top 10. But
I'm interested to see if he can kind of flip the mentality of that Michigan team.
Yeah. I mean, that's been a soft team.
It feels so weird to hear Elko's name.
Yeah, I mean, Elko.
Maybe that's on me just not putting enough respect on him, but
I don't know, man. It might not be fair on the other side of but all I think about is just that playoff game. When I think of Mike Elko's time at Texas A&M, I think of 2 games. I think of Texas beating their ass. And by beating their ass, I mean really just shutting down their offense, them not being able to score at home in that huge rivalry game that they were so pumped up for, with a chance to go to the SEC championship on the line there. That wasn't a game that Texas A&M had nothing to play for. On the contrary, they had a lot to play for. They could have still, made the SEC championship and maybe the entire playoff, and they came out and scored 7 points. And then I think to their playoff game last year against Miami, where they scored 3 points. Now, to be maybe to try to be fair, the third game I think of is their comeback win against Notre Dame, where they scored 41. So, one of them's at least positive. But the 2 that jump out, home against Texas, shut down. Home against Miami, shut down. And when I think of that, it's hard for me to have Elko as high as everybody else. He's another one of those that, I want to see how they fare, kind of like I said with Cignetti, with them being hunted. But hell, when you look at their schedule, have you looked at A&M's schedule this year in the SEC?
Not exactly.
I told you Tennessee had the 4th easiest in the SEC. I imagine A&M's got one of the 3 easiest.
Oh, I mean,
Kentucky at LSU. Okay, that one's tough. Arkansas at Missouri, at Alabama, at South Carolina, Tennessee, at Oklahoma, Texas. I take that back.
That seems like some pretty tough road.
Yeah, no, I take it back. I guess one of the things that jumped out to me when I looked was the Kentucky and Arkansas and Missouri as 3 of their first 4 SEC games. But it is pretty backloaded. There's no rankings next to it to show ranked teams, so that also didn't help at first. But no, the back half's pretty tough. At Alabama, at South Carolina, Tennessee, at Oklahoma, Texas. Yeah, never mind. That's tougher than Tennessee's schedule. Easy start to the season though. They should get out of the gate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd say 6-1 at least in their first 7 games.
They've also got the number 1 2027 recruiting class. They've got 6 5-stars and 11 4-stars already committed.
Oof. Yeah, so I mean, I guess Elko is going to be loading up a a monster team.
Is Texas going to be a pretty big just flop this season?
Think about it. Let it marinate. Bubba's posed the question, is Texas going to be a flop? We'll continue our college football conversation on the other side. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
Fan Run Radio, the flagship station for Tennessee fans.
This ain't no wishy-washy, limp-wristed, kale-eating, half-ass sports radio station.
We're your in-your-face, truth-telling, say it loud, flag-waving, face-painting, hardcore, bring the noise, causing a ruckus, don't give a damn sports station.
Sports talk that doesn't just hang up and listen.
For the fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
Get some.
Bubba, you asked if Texas is going to be a flop. Why do you think that?
Sam and I discussed a little bit, and we have differing views on this, but I think that if they can lose to Ohio State, week 2, that might put them in a downward skid as they, then their next big game is going to be to Tennessee, because then after that, they would have to face Oklahoma, which hot take here, I think Oklahoma might be the best team in the SEC, or second best. I just think that, going from Ohio State, that'd be 2-1, Tennessee 2-2, losing to Oklahoma 2-3, they get back on the road against Florida, Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
Well,
and then they kind of struggle to finish the season.
Well, they play Ohio State. They play Ohio State week 2. So if you're selling Texas stock, that probably means you have to take Ohio State to beat them on the road. But sure, if you have Ohio State beating them, then that road trip to Tennessee, depending on how Faison Brandon looks, Tennessee is only a 6.5-point underdog as it sits. There's a chance that Tennessee looks really good through 3 weeks, and that Texas has a loss, and maybe that's closer to 3.5-point spread by the time Texas actually comes into town. It would take Ohio State and Tennessee both beating them for me to feel like they were going to flop. But that's the thing about Texas, man, is that you're never too safe there. Like as good as Sarkisian feels like he has it rolling right now, if they were to be 2-2 after their first 4 games, then yeah, like the locals would be restless and Sarkisian would be buckling under pressure, and Arch Manning, if they're 2-2, that probably means Arch Manning isn't playing at the level you thought he was going to play at, which to me then would say that, yeah, Texas 100% could be a big flop, big disappointment. Because they'd still have a road trip at LSU and at A&M and a neutral site game against Oklahoma. Sure, Bubba.
Yeah, I mean, that was my thing, too, because it's like finishing the season the last 3 weeks with 2 losses, not great vibes-wise if they were to, advance on into, playoffs and stuff like that.
My question for you would be, what do you consider them flopping to be? What's their record overall for them to be a flop? Take your time.
8-4.
8-4. Okay, Sam, what would you consider a flop for that Texas team that's full of NFL talent?
Missing the playoff.
Okay. Well, like I told you, I went through their over-unders. Everybody's. I mean, Texas's is 9.5 with positive juice on. It's plus 120 that they go over. So, like, just from a gambling perspective, they are favored to go 9-3 or worse. Now, again, that's because the SEC is so jumbled up. But, like, if you're saying miss the playoff, now maybe this year, although 9-3 would either be a home loss to Ohio State or you beat Ohio State and then have 3 SEC losses. I don't know if they'd get in or not. But
I mean, they better hope that most of their losses come on the road to strong teams because they do play, Tennessee on the road, LSU, and A&M.
Yeah. Yeah, if they beat Ohio State, then have some close losses, they're 9-3. Like maybe they have a better case than they did last year with a win over Ohio State. I guess just don't lose to Florida like you did last year, because that's ultimately what undid them was losing to that Florida team.
I mean, I would definitely say that that's the SEC team under the most pressure this year.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like Sarkisian feels like a ticking time bomb. Like no matter how good he shows that he is, like it always feels like it's one season from coming unraveled. And that's like not even taking the personal stuff into account, like, just him. It's not taking any of that. It's just the pressure and Texas. And if you come out and you have one bad season, that could really come unraveled. And look, maybe that's the way it should be because it's a professional team. You're spending a bunch of money. There's big investments. And let's just put it this way. I don't think Steve Sarkisian is the only guy that could win at Texas with all these resources.
Yeah, it's not that he's necessarily failing. It's that it's just not getting hardware.
Well, he hasn't succeeded yet either. Like, I mean,
Right.
he's gotten Texas back to where they are like preseason favorites in the SEC, or at least, co-favorites, depending on how you feel about Georgia. So, like, yeah, Texas football is back per se, but at the same time, the only thing he has 2 things to show for it, I feel like, over the last 5 years. The win at Alabama with Quinn Ewers before they came to the SEC, that was a big win. That was a big time win. He beat Saban on the road. That's a big deal. And then they beat Arizona State in a game that was was definitely way too close of a playoff game when you looked at the talent differential on the team. And then that was followed up with blowing a game against a Washington team that you had much more talent than. So, like, he's gotten them back, but, like, I don't consider him to be a, like, made man or, like, a stamped success there. He's always one bad move away from reminding everybody, like, oh, yeah, we don't really like this guy. Oh, yeah, he's not actually that good. And I would say that, kind of like I said, if they go 2-2, it'll probably be because of Arch Manning. And if Arch Manning doesn't live up to the hype this year, sure, we're going to blame Arch, but at a certain point, we might stop and ask about Steve Sarkisian too, because he's got a lot of weapons on that offense, and he's got a quarterback with the pedigree and some expectations. Like, what did you do to make that team better, Sarkisian? So yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, Sam. He's under the most pressure, and Texas as a university under pressure. Scale of 1 to 100, it would probably be like in the upper 80s, low 90s.
Yeah. mean, and you went out and got guys in the portal too. It's not like you just said, "Hey, we had a good team last year. We'll run it back this year with a more experienced group." They went out and got more talent.
Well, Texas is also in a little bit of a school-wide renaissance too, because I don't know if you saw yesterday, but the number one player in basketball, Marcus Spears Jr., went ahead and reclassified and is now going to join the Texas Longhorns this year, which seems kind of crazy. And, he looks like he's physically ready to play. That Texas team was already going to be preseason top 10. Maybe him coming early pushes them more so into like the number 2 range. Maybe gets them ahead of Florida. I don't know. But like Texas is having, a moment. The baseball team was good. They're after the everything school mantle. The real missing piece is football in terms of whether or not they can actually rise to the occasion. But that's interesting, Bubba. So if you think 8-4 is a failure, I have a hard time thinking they would go there unless like the doomsday scenario of going 2-2 and just everybody kind of giving up on them and just the noise.
I think I need to raise it to 9-3.
Yeah. If you tell me 9-3 is a bust, like I said, DraftKings right now has that as the favorite outcome. The predicted outcome of Texas' season is going 9-3 or worse. And Texas fans ain't going to be happy with that. On the flip side, what would you consider a success for Tennessee, Bubba, this year?
Honestly, anything above 7-5.
Anything above 7-5?
Yeah.
Freaks in the chat, let us know what you view as a success for Tennessee this year. Like, what's kind of the bar that has to be crossed? 7-5. I hope, Bubba, I hope that you're happy at the end of the year, because if you're not, that means things have gone pretty poorly. Sam, how do you feel? What would be a success there?
I think 9 wins would be a success to me, and like 7 or 8 would be just all right, I guess. Let me see kind of how the other parts of the team maybe looked in those 7 or 8 wins before I come to big conclusions.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say that an 8-4 would feel like a success.
Yeah.
It might have to be one of those things where it's like, depending on how the season went, because it's like, I don't want to speak ill, but say, early on, like we get a big injury for the season.
Sure, yeah, there's context for sure. There's context for sure. Like
to me, it's like outside factors of like, hey, you go 8-4, but you got a commitment from DGG in July. Faison looks like a guy that you can go build a future around. Tristan Keys pops a little bit as a freshman. The Jim Knowles defense looks like it's a success. Like Derek Owings has made this team look faster and look like they've got more of an edge. Like if that type of stuff shows up and you just win 8 games in Faison's first year, I'm not going to stick my nose up at that. But if it goes the opposite way and you win 7 or 8 games, I'm not really going to be happy.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it would be hard to have that, though. Like where you win 8 games and you feel good about Faison and you also feel good about Jim Knowles and his defense. Because I feel like the pieces are in place for the team to be good if Faison's good.
Yeah.
Now, maybe it's a thing where he struggles the first month and a half of the season, then you reel off a bunch of wins and it clicks the second half, sure. And like we all have the expectation that Jim Knowles' defense will be better in year 2 than it will be in year 1, right? Like we all we've been sold that, right? That like, the first year might be the toughest year for that offense or that defense, excuse me.
But like say you do only win 8 games, but you look really competitive against Texas and LSU and A&M on the road, but maybe you lose those games. Like to me, I would feel a little more optimistic about the future.
Sure. Would optimism for the future, though, would that equal it being a success, though, I guess would be my question.
Yeah, I mean, I do think maybe at this point in the road, under the Heupel regime, you've run out of, there's some good signs this year. We'll see him next year.
Yeah, I think I saw with that. Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with a batch of headlines. Bubba, get the news ready. The people need it. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life account, offering extra benefits, including bank travel. Experience the trip of a lifetime to Ireland. Explore rolling green hills, historic castles, and charming villages across the Emerald Isle. Get in on the fun. Call 865-429-7935 today.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco at Knoxville Smiles. Have you ever wanted to improve the look of your smile? We know firsthand what the power of a great smile means to a person's confidence and health. Our team of doctors can provide you with an array of options for helping you achieve your cosmetic goals. From simply moving teeth into a better position, to reversible cosmetic bonding, to full mouth implant-supported dentures. It is our goal to help patients feel good about their appearance while achieving optimal health. Want to learn more? Call us at 865-539-1776 to schedule an evaluation, or visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Oh, sorry. Getting in the mood because this Saturday is Christmas in July at Covenant Health Park. But your Knoxville Smokies have great promotions all week long. Like all-you-can-eat Wednesday, Knox Vegas Thirsty Thursday with half-off draft beers, fireworks on Friday, then yes, the big man himself on Saturday. We end the week with our day game of the week. It's a week full of fun at the ballpark. Get your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
Smokies! Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
You're listening to FM 105.7. You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340. WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. Come on, grab a pack. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavor. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Round 3.
The world's greatest radio show. The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
Power Rankings, Tuesday Trivia. John Reed and Cody going wild, no Olivia. Wood grain on my leather seats. I got the whole team eating like I'm Johnny Eats. Morning booming from 7 to 10, ayy. Talk sports while I'm chewing a Zen, ayy. Talk sports while I'm riding to work. All the ops take a ride in a hearse. East Knoxville.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. A little breaking news from the golf world. The streak is over. Scotty Scheffler misses the cut at the Scottish Open. 78.
Scotty Scheffler.
78 straight cuts had been made by Scotty Scheffler. It's over. It's dead.
Nobody's touching the Tiger.
2 questions.
Streak now.
No, I mean he was making his way there. Tiger's at what, 142?
Yeah, he was like halfway there.
He was at 142 is what Tiger's streak was. Yeah, maybe this is going to be kind of what we talked about yesterday with the 300 wins club in baseball with pitchers.
Yeah.
Maybe this is going to be another kind of unbreakable record because the fields are so competitive now and golfers are so good. Do you know who did you see the graphic who has the next, longest streak?
I think it's like Fitzpatrick at like 30 or something like that.
Fitzpatrick, they have it at 28. I don't know if they're counting this one today, this weekend, because he's in second place right now. I don't know if they're counting that one yet or not, but yeah, 28.
I'm pretty sure Schauffele had the second longest at some point earlier this year, but he also missed a cut. He was at, I want to say 50 something maybe.
Okay.
Does this take weight off their shoulders, or does this send him into a downward spiral?
I don't think it's going to send him into a downward spiral. I mean, look, I maintain that there's been some chink in the armor as it is.
Schauffele was at 72.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Damn. He's still been the best golfer this year in terms of his consistency and stuff, but it is still just another little bit of slip where he went from like trying to be clear cut the best number one with a big gap in between, a big gulf in between it. So to ask if he's going to fall apart, no, Bubba. But like I will say, it's probably a bad time to kind of hit your rock bottom before the last major of the year next week. Or maybe he just really reacts to it and focuses like a maniac, and it's the thing he needs to be the final kick in the ass that gets him over the hump and he wins the major next week. To answer your question, it depends on how he responds, Bubba. Every setback could be like a snowball effect into worse things, or it could be the catalyst you need to lock in.
What I find interesting is kind of the yin and yang between Scotty being like the week in, week out grinder and also being at the top of his game, and then Rory's played like 12 times in the last 4 months. He's taking like a completely opposite approach of, hey, I'll skip some signature events. I'll do whatever. Like, I'm kind of doing my own thing. And I do wonder if like Rory's just a little more fresh in some of these events.
Yeah, I mean, there might be something to that for sure. I mean, Rory pops in and usually plays well, and then we don't see him for a month. I mean, you famously heard the stories after Augusta that you hadn't really seen him because he had been locked in just training for the Masters.
And I don't necessarily like it. I'd prefer my top players to be playing week in, week out. But, I do think that guys like Scotty and Rory have kind of bought themselves up some goodwill in terms of, hey, I can kind of make my schedule how I'd want to.
For sure. For sure. We'll see how he responds next week at the Open. Going to get a couple extra days of rest. He's not really accustomed to that. But there's your breaking news, a little leaderboard update brought to you by our friends at Inward Half. Jordan Smith sitting atop the leaderboard. Got to be honest, never heard of golfer Jordan Smith.
Nope.
He's an Englishman, so it makes sense that he'd be good over here in Scotland, but he came out today and fired a 63, which has him at 9 under, one shot ahead of my pick to win it, Matt Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick just relentless on those greens. I mean, just going to be in the mix. He's at 8 under. Rory coming out 2 under through his first 5 holes. He's at 7 under as like the last wave now on the course. Has Brooksy done anything yet? 1 over through 7. So Brooks not really putting together a second good day following his first good Thursday. Patrick Reed at 5 under. Chris Goddard up at 5 under. What do you think the winning score is going to be? Like 17, 18.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty low scoring here, I feel like. Just depends on the weather, though, too. You know, like you get some crazy stuff in, and all of a sudden those last 2 rounds are like,
that's true.
You're kind of battling to shoot maybe a couple under par, or like you have today, someone goes and shoots 63.
All right, Bubba, let's get some headlines.
Another personal story that happening. Jacob Toby. You're probably thinking, who the heck is that? Out of these Spurs, the San Antonio Spurs play-by-play announcer, after his girlfriend accused him of cheating on her with the sister of a player on the team.
I need someone to get a microphone in front of Luke Cornett, since he was worried about what the kids would think about Magic City Monday with the Hawks trying to partner up with the strip club. Luke Cornett, what do you think about your play-by-play guy out here, cheating on his woman and really doing it with someone close to basically the family of the Spurs? Put a microphone in front of Luke Cornett. I need a take from him.
The accusation is that it is the sister of Lindy Waters III.
That's tough for Lindy Waters III. Yeah, so she waited till he fell asleep. I don't know if you guys saw this story, but she waited till he fell asleep, got on his Instagram, and posted like 2 stories.
Yeah.
About, here's me and my boyfriend, or here's me and my girlfriend, because she was doing it as if she was him. Here's me and my girlfriend of 3 years. Just cheated on her, though. I've been cheating on her. By the time he woke up, it was viral, and the Spurs. Is it surprising to you the Spurs fired him?
I feel like a little bit.
Colin Cowherd was mad about it yesterday.
Yeah,
I didn't know you get fired for cheating on your girlfriend. Which I'm sure it's not just cheating on the girlfriend. I'm sure it has something to do with like the sister of a player. If he was just having sex with a random girl that wasn't his girlfriend, I don't think he would have gotten fired. Now, maybe he still would have had she got on the phone and brought shame to the organization and embarrassed him. Maybe it still would have been a big deal. I don't know. They did it quickly. They got him out of here quickly. Bubba?
There's a story here, and it's interesting, but I don't know if it's the most appropriate to tell. Where an Indiana man allegedly cut off his genitalia with a knife, set it ablaze with lighters and gasoline.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like he was struggling with something.
They say that apparently the day before, whenever he was out and about, he ran into police and said that he had been stabbed. And then he lied and then confessed to mutilating himself.
There's some crazy people out there, Bubba. A little baseball headline we haven't hit yet, but 7 Major League Baseball umps have decided to take their retirement buyouts. So, the ABS challenge was thought to kind of, put some pressure on bad umping and, and really kind of put a light on these guys. 7 umps have said, you know what? We don't need this. We're just going to retire. So we're going to get some new blood. I did find it interesting that of the 7 umps who are going to retire, 6 of them were pretty bad, or at least on the bottom half. Here were their rankings in terms of success rate in winning challenges in their favor. So essentially, when the players challenged them, did their call stand up? 54th, that's about middle of the road. That one's not too bad. 61st, okay. 66th, not great, but all right. The bottom 3, though, 81 out of 91, 90th out of 91, and 91 out of 91.
That's a huge win for MLB as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no, I think so. I agree. Like, if you're baseball, you want better people in there, and you want to hold bad umps accountable. And it's been embarrassing for the ones who are getting overruled constantly.
It's crazy. You can be 90% great at your job and still just be the worst at it.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but if everybody else is above 90%, 90% is not good enough. Like if you're a surgeon, Bubba, who like, puts people under the knife every day, and 1 out of every 10 people,
we got to face reality for that, John.
1 out of every 10 people you operate on, you kill. I don't think you'd be sitting here saying, well, 90% of the time he's pretty damn good at it. No.
There's always going to be complications.
Yeah, no, there always will be. I think we allow for like 1 out of 100 to die from complications, but you can't have 1 out of 10 dying from complications.
Did you say these umps are just retiring, or they're like going down to like AAA or something?
No, that they're accepting. I guess MLB offered them all like a retirement buyout, like if they didn't want to deal with the changing landscape, and they said they're going to accept it. Now, I don't have the story pulled up in front of me anymore, but I assume that means at the end of the year, like they're not leaving like right now.
Yeah,
but like,
I thought about this when I was at the Smokies game on Wednesday. I kept looking at like the third base coach. Like, does the AA third base coach have aspirations to be an MLB third base coach, or are they just wanting to be an MLB manager?
I would say that you want to be the main guy, or at least like in the majors.
I think just being around it and still being paid for it.
Yeah, I just can't imagine they're making great money.
Do you get promoted in like the same?
I think so.
Do AA base coaches go up to AAA?
As base coaches, no, probably not. You probably get hired by other organizations though. Like you probably like your contract runs out and like you make relationships, you're networking. Yeah. But like the path is probably like third base umpire or third base coach, into manager.
I thought it was more of like, I'm just really going to hope that the guy who's the manager and I'm the base coach gets a manager job in the MLB and says, hey, I really like this guy. I'm going to take him up to the MLB.
That might be it too. Yeah, that might be it too. Maybe there are guys that just like, hey, I just want to be the third base coach. I know my role. I'm going to help with hitting and I'm going to coach third base. That's a good question.
Because like obviously the umpires are out there to go get to the big leagues, but like to me, just those position coaches, it made me laugh.
Sure. Yeah. How do you work your way up? How do you prove your worth?
Yeah.
Like, do we judge third base coaches on like, success rate? Hey, he sent 80 runners. 30 of them were deemed questionable, but 30 of them scored. He was perfect. Right. He never got anybody thrown out at home.
What is like the postseason exit meeting with a base coach?
I would say it's probably more so like what they did on the hitting side too, because like Elander, for example, like was also in charge of all the other stuff, like in college level. Like I know you're not recruiting in minor leagues, but you're probably having to.
It's more development.
Yeah, do all the other stuff too. I would imagine. Anything else, Bubba?
Quick thing here locally. TSSAA hits Knox Catholic with punishment for recruiting rule violations.
Yeah.
This could impact how their season goes. Also,
there's no could about it. They have a 2026 postseason ban, so like they've went ahead and put it on themselves that they're not going to be postseason eligible. So like,
I think the rumor is that somebody got screwed over there, and they put all the blame onto former Catholic player. I think Amari Rogers.
This goes back to the Maury Rogers days?
No, like he was coaching there or going to coach there, and I think that they just like shifted it on him. At least like locally, that's what word going around town is.
Okay, I haven't seen anything about what actually happened. I just saw they were saying like he was texting. There was texting with the prospect that was illegal. Which I mean, I feel like the TSSAA did try to come out and say like, hey, we're going to try to crack down on this stuff.
They have like enabled a transfer rule.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, sure, but like I feel like if you're going to do the transfer rule and you're going to try to have guidelines, then you have to be inside those guidelines. Now that we can enforce something.
And then
would suck though to be a kid at Catholic trying to play football, and now you know that you're not eligible to win a championship because your coaches were texting somebody. That would suck.
I thought it wasn't a football coach.
I don't know.
I think the article that I read was like it was another staff member or something like that wasn't even like a football coach.
So like a teacher was texting somebody like, hey, come play football here.
Yeah. I might be wrong on that.
Which who knows if they went rogue or if like they had, basically the coaches thought maybe the coaches told that other teacher to go do it because they thought they could skirt the rules. Like, hey, I didn't contact them. I don't know the details of it, but that is a big story. I do feel bad for the Catholic kids. Have they been good, Bubba? Has Catholic been like I know they used to be really good. Are they
This past season, they were kind of
So it wasn't like this is a like state champion level team getting a postseason ban. They probably weren't going to be like favored to win state or anything this year if they were meh last year. I admittedly don't really keep up with.
I was going to say, I don't really care about high school football, but like I would imagine, I feel like I'd be kind of mad if I was a Catholic fan because you play like the Baylors of the world where you're just going to get like DGG from another country.
Yeah, but you don't send those texts. I mean, recruiting in high school is kind of weird anyways as it is, but I guess if you're if you're there where it's legal, at least follow the legal rules. Good batch of headlines. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans, this is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Ball fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional. I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves. You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess. But isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Tired of spending your weekends working in the yard? Let ECR Total Landscapes handle it for you. We'll take care of de-weeding your flower beds, leaf blowing, trimming, mulching, and more. Let us do the heavy lifting so your landscape looks great. Right now, get 10% off your first month of our monthly maintenance package when you mention promo code FANRUN. Reliable service, great results, and more free time for you. Call us today at 865-384-2012 or visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game, Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Your tax refund belongs to you, not an identity thief. Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft last year. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. They monitor and alert you to identity threats you'd miss on your own. even if you're careful with your personal information. And if you do become a victim of tax-related identity fraud, LifeLock has U.S.-based restoration specialists ready to help solve your identity theft issue. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Let LifeLock help protect your financial info, so all you have to worry about is what you do with your tax refund. Go to LifeLock.com, save up to 25% off your first year. The promo code is HERD, promo code HERD, to save up to 25% off your first year. LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Cleveland Cupcake Lady.
No.
She bad?
Is she bad?
That's what I asked.
I don't know what she looks like, but in 2014, she went viral because she's the one that had the first report that LeBron James was going back to Cleveland because they had basically done some cupcakes for him. She came out yesterday and said LeBron's coming back and that Draymond Green is going with him. And Bronny. She said Bronny and Draymond are coming to Cleveland as well. Which Bronny's under contract. I don't know how that would really work. Draymond, of course, did opt out of his contract. He theoretically could. But she went ahead and she called her shot again and said, if you know who I am, you know I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, she called her shot.
She called her shot and said, LeBron coming back again. Which Bill Simmons did kind of change his tune. He had been holding steady that it was going to be Golden State, but even he on his podcast came out and was like, hey, the Golden State stuff was kind of a smoke screen. It was kind of a leverage play. He's going to Cleveland.
Well, also yesterday, Max Strus did like the can't believe my life. This is smiling through it all.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell was in a golf cart, and then LeBron's also in a golf cart too.
Yeah. It does feel like that's going to happen. I don't understand. We haven't gotten to it. I don't know how much you guys care about it, but man, it made my jaw drop when I saw the contract that they gave Donovan Mitchell, the new contract extension.
Every NBA contract makes my jaw drop, John.
Well, that's true, but they gave him a 4-year, $273 million extension, which, you can do math. That basically comes out to $70 million a year. I thought that like this round of offseason and free agency had kind of made us think that like teams weren't going to do that anymore. Like when you saw the Jaylen Brown market, for example, and how nobody wanted to trade for Jaylen Brown, and a big part of it was because of his salary, I kind of thought we might be shifting towards where only these super duper stars are getting that type of money. And Donovan Mitchell, I like him. He seems like a good dude. I don't think of him as a super duper star or even close to it.
Yeah, I remember listening to something with Windhorst, and he kind of said the same thing, where the league is moving away from paying those, 15 to 25 ranked players just absurd amounts of money because that just, you're obviously more of an expert in it than I am, but like the apron stuff, you just get messed up into that so easily.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think you saw that's part of the reason the Boston Celtics didn't want Jaylen Brown around anymore. And that's part of the reason that no team was really like beating down the door to go get Jaylen Brown, because he makes, $57 million. And he's a good player, a really good player at times. I think I side with him being better than what his analytics actually show. But like, I don't think he's a super duper star. So I wasn't even excited about the idea of the Hawks, going out and trying to trade for him. I think if I was trying to choose, I think I would rather have Jaylen Brown than Donovan Mitchell. I think. Maybe not. Maybe Mitchell gets the slight edge. But like them giving him that $270 million contract did make me wonder, okay, is this like payment for like, hey, you're about to lose your team for a couple of years, or at least for a year? like, hey, we know, big dog, this is your town, but like the bigger dog is coming back for a little bit. Bubba, it's not that different than like Roman Reigns and The Rock when The Rock tried to show back up. Like, it's kind of similar to that. Like, hey, Roman Reigns, that's nice, but like, hey, we're gonna really let The Rock try to put his stamp on this go around. Probably about to happen again soon,
Can't
by
wait
the
to
way,
watch
because
Moana, by the way.
the live action Moana is tanking reviews and at the box office. So
I'll be watching it.
He'll be back at WrestleMania before
Nico
you know
and
it.
Fat Nick were at the premiere.
Say that again?
Nico and Fat Nick were at the premiere.
I did see that. Nico and his big fat daddy were at the premiere of Moana, which, you know, Polynesian culture, good for them. But don't be surprised if Saudi Arabia gives The Rock like $30 million to come wrestle at WrestleMania this year, and then he takes it because the box office thing ain't really working out for him right now. The movies ain't working out. But like Donovan Mitchell in this scenario would be Roman Reigns. He's carried the Cavs. But hey, if the big dog wants to come back.
Well, who's the rest of the Shield and the Bloodline?
Well, Draymond, I guess, is coming in as a part of the Bloodline too, maybe. Like, hey, Jared Allen, hope you enjoy San Francisco because we're going to do a sign and trade to get you to San Francisco.
That part doesn't make sense to me. Like, is Draymond attractive to the Cavs?
I think Draymond's just LeBron's boy. Like, I think that's part of the reason LeBron even, like, flirted with the idea of playing in Golden State. Like, he likes Steph. Like, they're cool. But, like, I think Draymond's his boy. I'm sure you've seen that wedding picture where the two of them are on the dance floor dancing. And they both just look really happy. Just you and your best buddy out having the time of your life. It feels like that's just his guy.
I'd respect that. Your last season ever, you just want to hoop with your boys.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, hey, Draymond, you're not from California. You know, you went to school at Michigan State. Like, you can come back to Cleveland. You can be happy here.
I think the real thing about this story, though, is that this cupcake lady went from cupcakes to poke.
Oh, okay. She's a poke lady now.
Well, the same address that was advertised on the Caroline's Cupcakes is now the Poke Works account that like posted that little thing.
Now, to be fair, I don't know if I buy the Draymond stuff yet. She said that. I don't know if I buy that. Now, I do think, you know, it was reported. It was kind of weird. Shams was on TV like, yeah, so it's a scheduled hangout between Draymond and LeBron. They're supposed to be together, which I thought was weird. Hey, two buddies are going to hang out.
That's what you do when you got a play date coming up.
You got a play date. You got to schedule it. Again, I don't know if I buy Draymond to Cleveland as a part of it, but I imagine if LeBron says he wanted that, they would do it. But I did think that the Donovan Mitchell big contract was maybe partly not so much hush money as much as it was like, hey, you're going to have to deal with the LeBron circus for a year, maybe two, as Rich Paul keeps saying. We value you. Here's $70 million. Which, you know, is nice. I can deal with that.
So I guess they would have to keep Evan Mobley then.
Evan Mobley would be under contract. Yeah, he would stay. He'd be around. He'd be a big part of the reason they think they could compete. And maybe they keep Jared Allen. Maybe James Harden's the one they look around and say, hey, we don't need James Harden anymore. Let's see if we can find something for James Harden. Move somebody around there.
I do kind of just want him to go to Cleveland. Any other destination feels kind of yucky.
I thought it was interesting that, I don't know if you saw the clip, but Bob Myers, who works in the front office for the 76ers, was on the podcast with Rich Paul making his pitch for the 76ers. Was basically like, yeah, you guys should come to Philadelphia. The roster's in place. This would be the best center you've ever played with in Joel Embiid. This would probably be the best or maybe second best, depending on how you feel about Kyrie, I guess. But, like, you got a point guard in Tyrese Maxey who can handle a lot of the load for you. You got to deal with this weirdo Jaylen Brown for a little bit, but, hey, that's another good piece for you. I think Philadelphia would be interesting, but, like, from a narrative, it does feel weird to see him go there for, like, just a year or two. Cleveland, at least, that's an easy one to sell. Speaking of daddies and homecomings and all that, Bubba, did you get fired up seeing the Conor McGregor, the face-off? He was trying hard to sell that fight yesterday.
I was a hater of this fight.
I'm so against this guy.
You're against the guy or you're against the fight? Because those are two different things.
The guy.
If you're against the guy that's good, that means you'll watch it and you'll root for the
I
other
was
guy.
going to
win.
watch for regardless, and I was going to cheer for Max Holloway regardless.
Well, there you go. Then that's fine. He's just playing the heel part, and you have somebody to root against now.
I miss Conor McGregor on the mic. UFC has been missing a good guy on the mic leading up to these fights.
Yeah, McGregor is a meathead in like in like the fighting sense, and like I don't think I would trust his opinion on most things, but like he can sell a fight.
Any fighter I would not trust their opinion on.
Well, I was gonna say like I don't necessarily like want to know like his thoughts on the world, but like he can sell a fight in a way that for the most part is better than like how the other knuckleheads try to go in there and sell fights. Whereas there's a lot of like cussing or like, just a lot of racial trolling. Like, don't get me wrong, McGregor's not completely above that. Like he did that with Habib for a bit, took some racial stuff with him.
And he's still going after Habib.
Yeah. Yeah. But like him on a mic is still a thing of beauty. And the UFC has been lacking that. Like the Sean Strickland guy, that guy just gets on there and just rants about anything he can think of. There's no like art to it.
He said he could destroy Holloway inside 10 seconds. And then Holloway said, what happened the first time? You were left in a wheelchair. That's what happened the first time. I wheeled your little bum ass out of that octagon.
Did he leave in a wheelchair?
I don't remember that.
Is that true, Bubba?
It was a long time ago, that fight.
Did he actually leave in a wheelchair? Because that's a good comeback if he did. Is that the biggest thing you're looking forward to this weekend in sports?
No.
No?
My guy Holland.
Yeah. I was
really
going to say
excited
I
for
have been waiting for the England Norway game. Like that one to me, I'm hoping that Norway doesn't try to junk it up. Kind of like how Morocco did yesterday. I know Morocco was without their best scorer, but it felt like for the whole first half, they had 0 shots. Like they just didn't try to play offense at all. Norway is built to score. I'm hoping they go out there with the idea of like, hey, we're going to have to score 3 goals to win this, even if that leads to England scoring 2, us winning 3-2.
See, I mean, England's down a man. Like the Kuala, whatever his name is.
Oh boy, that broke his arm jumping over, or are you
No,
talking about somebody else?
that guy never really played. But no, last game, guy got a red card.
Oh, okay.
But they've got some inspiration though. This Jude Bellingham guy is really picking up steam.
Well, apparently Jude and Holland are like best buddies. They play on the same club together.
They used
to play on the same club together. Yeah, excuse me. And then they got some videos where they're like real good buddies.
It seems like everyone is just friends with Holland, though, on his teams. It seems like they all love him.
Yeah, but it does seem like the English probably have like defenders that have defended him more than anybody, just like with the Premier League ties. So like maybe they'll know how to kind of slow him down. But I'm interested in that game too. That's probably the thing I'm looking forward to the most.
I'm just interested from his perspective. Like he could play for England too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's where he was born, apparently.
Okay.
But then he just like grew up most of his life in Norway.
Okay. I do like when the guy goes with like the smaller country or the one that's like less established to try to win versus like there's like the guy from Spain's
Yamal.
best player. The name escapes me, but I saw a video yesterday of him like celebrating Spain getting knocked out by Morocco in the last World Cup or maybe like the World Cup before that.
Yeah, Yamal should be playing for Morocco.
Yeah. Yeah. And that guy could have been playing, but he chose like Spain, I guess probably paid him more, so he went to Spain instead. I like it sucks when some of them feel wasted there, like when they're not actually going to win. But like at the same time, it's kind of cool from a pride standpoint. Gambling advice, or at least something I'll be taking. The 2.5 in that game seems way too low for an over-under between England and Norway. Like England's defense is not very good. Their offense is pretty awesome. I don't think Norway's defense is very good. I think they can score. Assuming Norway just doesn't completely like go out like punks, I expect there to be at least 3 goals in that game. I will be all over the 2.5. Maybe even 3.5. I think it's going to be more of a shootout. Not the PK version, but just one where it's like up and down. A lot of goals. Norway, England, that's a good one. Somehow Messi and Argentina, like Switzerland. Are they ever going to play a real team? What a draw. What a draw for Messi and Argentina. I kind of understand why Egypt's so mad and saying it's fixed. Like, they haven't really had to play anybody. I'm also fired up. I know it's not exactly the weekend, but I am interested in this Djokovic center match, although I feel like
any of Wimbledon.
Go ahead.
I haven't watched any of Wimbledon.
Really? I feel like Djokovic is going to just be out of gas because he played a 5-hour match, the match before. Sinner's a big favorite. But I hope Djokovic makes it interesting. I hope he has something in the tank. And then I probably will watch some UFC, Bubba. McGregor's enough to get a casual like me to the TV.
Paramount too?
Paramount too, yeah. Much more accessible.
Yeah.
Although I might have even paid $70 back in the day to watch
Really?
McGregor. I think so.
I don't think McGregor's worth $70 these days. But Paramount, yes.
This card's going to be a lot of hate watching for me for UFC.
That's the best kind of hate watching. I feel like if there's one sport to hate watch, it would be fighting.
Like if the guy gets his face beat in.
I mean, Floyd Mayweather, made a whole bunch of money on just hate watches. Like basically every one of his fights was like, hey, see if anybody can beat me. See if anybody can knock me out. Like every Jake Paul fight is basically people getting on there to see, can somebody knock Jake Paul out? That's good for fighting. Who else do you hate on the card though, Bubba?
Patty Pimlet, who is...
You don't like Patty the Batty?
Nope, don't like him.
Why's that?
When Patty, I was part of Barstool, and I can't really...
Is it just because of the Barstool connection?
I just think he's a chump sometimes.
I don't know much about him. I always thought he seemed kind of likable. I thought his press conference yesterday was kind of funny. Some weird reporter asked him, you're going to be fighting the same time that England's playing. Which one are you more nervous about? He's like, I don't get nervous for either. Well, which one are you more excited about? He's like, what do you think, mate? The one with 11 guys who I don't know, or the one with me where I'm going to be doing something? Which one do you think I'm more excited about? He's like, that's a really dumb question. Which I agree with. It was a really dumb question.
Oh, I know I don't like him because he beat Tony Ferguson.
Oh, so you're just mad at his success?
Yeah.
Okay. Which that's fair. I mean, you're allowed to hate somebody because they beat your guy.
Not my guy, but it's just like a sad way to go out.
I feel like people liked Patty the Batty, though, because isn't he like a big proponent for like mental health?
Yeah, I mean, I can't hate that. I enjoy every time he does, win. He'll talk about stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the only thing I really know him from is that like he had like the Barstool deal. Was there a girl that had one too?
Molly McCain, Meatball Molly.
Okay.
The other like British girl that he trained
She's since stepped out of the game.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't see her anymore, Meatball Molly, but every time I see Patty the Batty win, he says something about like his mate that took his own life and talks about if you're a fella and you're struggling, call somebody, which I feel like is pretty good. I mean, I feel like you need that, especially it's extra points. It's one thing on like Kevin Love. Kevin Love was kind of the first person that did it. Like it's one thing to do it in basketball. It's another to do it like in a fighting game where you're supposed to be tough.
Yeah, like the gladiator sport.
Yeah, yeah. Like when football players talk about it or fighters talk about it, I think it hits a little different because, like, yeah, that's the one where you're supposed to be like the gladiators, like Sam talked about.
Also going to be hate watching Gable Steveson.
Okay, so you hate America?
This guy,
a gold medal winner?
Because he's
a guy that sacrificed
he's tainted with scandals. Plus, his mentor is a taint to scandals as well.
What's
John
the scandal?
Jones.
I'm unaware of the scandal. Give me the rundown.
He was involved in some essay cases back in the day.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Before or after the Olympics?
Because
I would think that like America wouldn't let you like represent the country if you were dealing with some sexual assault
I
stuff.
feel like whenever we bring up UFC fights, Bubba's like, I hate this guy.
Well, again, it's a sport where if you hate the people, yeah, you get together and you try to root for them to lose. Now, I would say on the opposite, like it would suck to hate the person, then watch them beat your favorite up. That would be really tough.
So this was back in 2019.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know that about Stevenson. I just know him, as the Olympian, then like the failed WWE wrestler.
Oh, he tried WWE?
Yeah.
Plus, like, I don't like John Jones and the fact that that's his like mentor. Just gives
Okay.
me a further reason.
Okay. Yeah, if you don't like John Jones, then that's fine. I always kind of liked John Jones.
I think there's a guy also, Cody Garbrandt. He just got bad tattoos. I think he looks dumb.
He's got bad tattoos?
He's got like a sword above his eye, and it's like his whole body's covered.
A sword above his eye?
entire neck is a tattoo.
What's the neck tattoo?
he has so many tattoos you can't even tell which one is like which type of thing.
When you say above the eye, you mean like on the eyelid, Bubba, or above
No,
the eyebrow?
like it goes from like it's like a sword going down from like
What's this
eyebrow.
guy's name?
Cody Garbrandt.
Garbrandt?
Garbrandt.
Yeah. Let me look at this guy. Let me look at his tattoos. He kind of looks like that WWE announcer, Bubba. What's his name?
Joe Tess?
No,
Corey Graves.
Corey Graves. He kind of looks like Corey Graves. I'm not seeing the eye tattoo. Oh, yep, now I am. Oh, so it's like a sword going through his eye.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if you were good.
I gotta say, that's kind of badass.
If you were a swashbuckler, pirate.
I gotta say, I kind of like that one.
What are your thoughts on the neck tattoo?
Okay, so this one's got a beard. I can't really see it. Let's see here. Let me see if I can zoom in. Is it like an eagle?
Brother, your guess is as good as mine.
I couldn't tell those were eagle wings. Yeah, the neck tattoo. The neck tattoo is kind of ugly.
What do you ask for at the tattoo parlor once you have that many tattoos? Just put more color on me? Like you do you. I don't really have a design in mind. Just put more ink on my body.
If you're going to be shirtless and you're going to work so hard on your body, I understand wanting it to kind of look cool when you're fighting, but like, yeah, some of this stuff isn't cool. Like, what's that woman on his chest? Is that an angel baby on his chest? Is that like one of those babies that's like an angel? Sure. Like, the biceps look cool. Like, the flower looks cool. Like, relentless on his bicep. That's a cool one.
It's a shame though, because it's like it seems like every one of these fighters is almost tatted open. I don't really have anything against tattoos.
Sounds like you do.
But, I mean, when they're bad.
Well, like I said, Bubba, hell, he's working hard on his body. He wants to look cool when he's shirtless. I get it.
And when he gets knocked out, yeah.
Does he currently have short hair or long hair?
It's that shorter kind of like male style cut. I don't know.
Well, because in some of these I see that he has like cornrows. Cornrows?
Cornrows, yeah.
I always get a little confused by that.
Oh, the Sean O'Malley style. That's what he had in his last fight, I think.
Is this guy good?
He used to be fun.
Okay.
He's pretty old now.
I need to get my UFC preview. I need to. The problem is when I start reading about it, then I want to bet on it, and I don't really want to bet on stuff that I don't know about. Maybe I'll put like a little parlay in. Maybe I'll let Bubba cook me up something to give me something to watch. Throw a little money on it just to have something to root for. But when I was watching a lot of UFC, I was betting a lot of UFC, and I don't really know much about UFC. So like my bets were just educated on me reading like 2 articles. I was like, oh, I understand this now. That's not really the case. So that's kind of why I just pulled away from the sport.
I hate betting against it because it's like at any point in time, like because of the human body, if you get hit just the right angle, you're out.
Yeah. The damn judges, those are the ones that make me mad. Last call on the other side. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
Is your yard starting to look more wild than welcoming? Yeah, don't let your landscape be that house on the block. At ECR Total Landscapes, we make sure your outdoor space is something you're proud of. From de-weeding flower beds to leaf blowing, trimming, mulching, and more, completely customizable to your property's specific needs. We'll handle it all. Why spend your weekends sweating it out in the yard when you can just sit back and enjoy it? That's the ECR difference. And right now, new customers can get 10% off your first month of our monthly maintenance package when you sign up for a full calendar year. That's right. Consistent, reliable service at a price that makes it easy to get started. No sweat, no hassle, just a better looking lawn week after week. Call ECR Total Landscapes today and mention promo code FANRUN to save 10% on your first month. Call 865-384-2012 or visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Last call here on the program. Speaking of things to watch this weekend, here in a couple hours, 4 o'clock, Amazon Prime. Nate Ament making his NBA-ish debut. There was an article written on Rocky Top Insider. I saw Shumpert talking about it, but Tennessee's trainer just kind of went through the process that Nate Ament had to go through to play. Did you see this, Sam?
Yes, I did. The 6 to 8 hours a day in rehab.
Yeah.
That's a VFL.
It did fire me up. It did fire me up, and it gave me even more appreciation for Nate Ament because we kind of knew that he was dealing with injuries. But, like, we talked about it at the time. It was amazing to me that with everything on the line, draft stock, money, his professional career, that he still never really wavered from the goal at Tennessee, which was to win as many games as possible and to try to take Tennessee to the Final Four. Obviously, we know we came up short there when it came to advancing to the Final Four. Still made an Elite Eight. Still good. But Nate, leaving it all out there for us, pretty awesome. And like you said, ultimate VFL.
Selfishly, I think no matter what his NBA career will be, I'll always, like, after kind of seeing that come out, though, I think I will always wonder how good could we have seen this guy be in college if he came back for another year, even if he does turn out to be a really great NBA player. I just think, having basically a month and a half of his season being derailed by a really, pretty brutal ankle sprain, and just knowing that he could have been a whole lot better type of thing.
He'll always, to me, I think we're saying the same thing here. He'll always be kind of a what if.
Yeah.
With me, like, what if he'd come back? Because I do still think that, like, he had the Blake Griffin potential to really come back and maybe be the number 1 pick the next year, or at least like a top 3 guy.
Yeah, it's not like what if in a bad way, in the sense of like how we were maybe talking about Keon Johnson earlier. It's just like, what if it could have been absolutely elite?
Right. Yeah, there's plenty of bad ones. Like Keon Johnson, hell, I throw Candy Chandler in there too. Like Chandler, if he'd came back to school and continued to play, I think his basketball life would be in a better position. Ament's going to be fine. Like, him getting drafted 13th means that, like, he didn't have some big super slide. Now, it's still not as high as he, probably would have gone this upcoming draft, or next year's draft, I should say. But yeah, like going 13th is still good. Still good. And he'll be in the league for at least like 4 years. He'll probably get a second contract. The question will be how big is that second contract? Yada, yada, yada. But he'll be fine. But I'll always think about what if, he'd come back and kind of helped lead this like revamped Tennessee program. And I call it revamped because just like all the money that's poured into it, the revamped strategy, him kind of being the anchor there could have been awesome. Bubba, what do we miss today?
We've missed a story about Bryce Harper.
Oh, yeah, we did miss this. This is a big story.
So apparently a gentleman wagered and lost over $2 million. But instead of, any type of, hold on. So the client ended up losing over $2 million betting.
Well, I think you're telling the story out of order. So he lost some money. He was a VIP at FanDuel, and he had lost some money. And as a part of to soften the blow / one of the perks they gave him was a personalized message from Bryce Harper, who I guess is influencer for them, I reckon. So this guy sends him Bryce Harper sends him a personalized message. And then the guy proceeded to keep gambling, lost $2 million, lost his house. His life has been ruined. And he's saying, in part, he kept gambling there because of Bryce Harper.
Did I see this right, that the cops stopped a suicide attempt?
They said the story I read or the thread I read or the tweet I read, I don't remember which one it was, said he had to literally get talked off the ledge, which to me, when you say literally on a ledge, yeah, that does sound like he was getting ready to take his life.
Bryce Harper saving a man's life.
No. Bryce Harper did not save this man's life. No. The claim, Bubba, is that Bryce Harper helped ruin this man's life, and that the Major League Baseball and Bryce Harper are culpable in this.
Is it an overreaction to say this is a big enough fork in the road to where we really need to rethink the gambling advertisement of sports and everything like that? I don't know, it's a huge conversation in general already, but
no, I mean, I think it 100% needs to be treated like cigarettes.
Yeah.
We don't let people go and advertise cigarettes. And look, I like to gamble. I talk about it. I know that. I don't really ever feel like I'm gonna stop. Which, I mean, that might sound crazy. I mean, eventually, who knows at some point. But what I mean is I don't feel like it's a problem and whatever. But I don't feel like I'm struggling or need to stop. But if I was in that position, I've maintained you'd have to quit watching sports altogether, because you get beat over the head with it. That's why the Brennan Sorsby thing and even the Barstool thing with that Big Ev guy who tried to go do the whole gambling thing. You can't go back and work in sports. If I was actually going to try to stop gambling or feel like it was a problem, I'd probably have to leave the radio and not work in sports, because you would just have to remove yourself. It's like an alcoholic trying to be a bartender and staying out all night drinking. I don't want to sit here and talk about gambling lines if I'm scared to gamble, or if I didn't want to gamble or whatever. That would be bad. So I do think we have to have some type of conversation about the advertising of gambling. Because when you watch a sports game, it's just nonstop. It's just nonstop. I know we advertise some booze, but there's rules for that. I don't know if you've seen the Shane Gillis one, but he's you're talking about how we can't legally open the beer and take a sip on the commercial. We can't legally do that. So we're going to do it in 3, 2, and the commercial goes off and they, assume they open their beer. There's guidelines for it. Cigarettes where it's no, can't show it looking cool smoking cigarettes because we don't want to ruin these kids' lives. Give them cancer. This FanDuel story is pretty gross. And Bryce Harper, he can't obviously be proud of being attached to this. This is a black eye on him.
VFL Bryce Harper.
Not anymore. He's a Tony Vitello guy. He's on a Vol. I don't know if he's sticking around. I disavow. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bubba, You're the man. Hope your UFC fighters that you hate all get knocked out. Sam, you're the man too. I hope that Holland scores 2 goals and we cash in on that. Have a good weekend. We'll do it again on Monday. Tony Basilio coming up next.